Welcome back to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David Reed. I'm with Nicole Rodriguez-Galdo.
Hello.
And Yvie Cahill.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Nicole, thank you for pausing your game for this.
You are so welcome.
We're more important.
I could be collecting
I
colours
feel privileged.
for my clothing right now.
Don't you have enough ponchos, Nicole?
Actually, David, there's like no ponchos in the game.
Yeah, because they're all in the first one.
Yeah, I was angry, but then I just did a boss fight just before I came on. And there's a goddamn poncho. There's a goddamn poncho. And I started screaming. I was so happy. I was like, I'm dead. And it's bright pink. So I was like...
So much for ads for this episode.
See, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
As a person who plays no games at all.
Okay, so we're talking about Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor.
Jedi Survivor, yep.
Well, in Fallen Order, that's where all the ponchos... You know what a poncho is, Yvie?
I know it's an item of clothing to shield you from the weather.
It's what Luke has in the first half of A New Hope.
Yeah.
His
and
shawl.
Qui-Gon and Phantom
like a shawl.
I'm literally wearing a shawl. Yeah.
Yeah. But so in the first game, that's basically the only item of Cal Kestis that he can wear, besides like a couple of other complete outfits. There's a couple, but like everywhere you go, you get a new poncho. There were like 50 of these things.
Like a whole wardrobe.
Cameron Monaghan did a hilarious sketch that moment at Star Wars Celebration where he came out wearing a poncho, and every time someone asked him a question, he'd be like, "Well, where are the ponchos? There are no ponchos." And then one person in the crowd had a poncho, so he gave his poncho to them, and I was like,
"Ah,
my dude."
Wow.
So yes, big on Star Wars today.
Wow.
Big on Star Wars.
What'd you think of the Mark Hamill ad?
Oh my god, it was amazing. And also, when I was watching it, I went, both these people have played the Joker in some way or another.
Correct.
And I find that very funny. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Cameron Monaghan from Shameless, and obviously Mark Hamill's Luke Skywalker, so, you know.
Obviously. I've not seen Shameless. I've heard it's good. But
it's amazing, and it's messed up, and that's why it's so good.
It's intense, so yeah.
Very. There are some dark moments, but very good.
For sure.
Well, guys, I've been going through a bit of a nostalgic phase.
Is that why you have flowers in your hair?
Yeah, you look very pretty today. It's very
I
frustrating.
thought I'd
very
sort of lean into the whole 1969 thing, but I was looking for a particular pair of earrings, and I couldn't find them. But anyway, I found a really old mobile phone. I just thought you guys would crack up. It's so...
Hey!
It's
like
a flip
really
phone.
Old Nokia, I know.
That's me circa 2005.
I have one of those.
It's
I have a
really
Motorola.
old. I think I was at uni or something when I got this. But I found it and I was like, oh, I have to show you guys. And it's got like a little tiny screen on the front.
Oh, look at that.
My first phone was also
that's
a
college
phone.
for all of us Westerners, uni.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yes, college. Anyway, I've decided to kind of embrace the whole 1969 thing, obviously with the costume. But it's kind of like I'm representing two time cultures at the moment, because I've got like 60s at the top, but I'm wearing Seinfeld pajama pants. So I've got like 60s, 90s.
Are you master of your domain?
I won't show you those. I am always master of my domain.
No, this is where you say I'm queen of the castle.
Oh yeah, queen of the castle. That's
Lord
right.
of the manor.
Lord of the manor.
Oh gosh, don't go Googling that, kids, if you're out there, because it's going to be
no, don't.
It's going to be a wild ride. All right, so we've got 1969, and we have Out of Mind for this episode. We've been really looking forward to these because these are great shows. They are
bangers.
The conclusion
to
to season 2. Some of us have been happier with this season more so than others. So it's nice to be moving on to what I'll argue is the golden age of SG-1, seasons 3, 4, and 5, in my personal opinion. But I
don't agree.
That's fine. I have some psychedelic artwork. If you guys are ready to look, do you have your emails open?
I'm excited. I do.
Let's go check out 1969.
Wow, that's blinding.
Right?
Oh, that's incredible, though. Oh,
mine's taking a second.
Just the thumbnail like tore out my corneas. That's amazing, though.
Wow.
He's really come a long way.
I actually really love that so much.
Yeah,
that is really good.
Making Stargates.
That is really good. I'm horrified and delighted.
And you see the sun in the middle down there?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
because that's what causes our little
Yes.
pickle,
Right, and
doesn't
it's got a
it?
little flare on it.
Little
I think,
pickle.
so-
It's a little sun
little
pickle.
bitty pickle.
Little
So-
pickle. Wow.
That's really cool. Wow.
That is, I love that. I'm not gonna lie, I want that printed on a shirt. Like, you know, when people go around with like those really
So do
multicolored
I.
shirts,
Yeah,
especially when they're
tie dye.
yeah.
Yes,
I
I
have a
almost wore
tie-dye
top
tie-dye
shirt.
today.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
We should do that.
I did I went through a phase like about a year and a half ago where I was doing geode tie-dyeing, which is
Okay.
something completely different. I didn't bring the shirt though. But I think this would kind of lend itself to that technique quite nicely.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think so.
I've got a
It's
tie-dye
really cool.
Dial of the Gate shirt that I really need to show off. So I'll bring it in
Wow.
the in-betweens. So I'll put that on while we watch the show.
Please do. I
Yeah,
love
absolutely.
tie-dye.
I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Well, very cool. You guys ready for Out of Mind?
I
Yes,
am.
let's take a gander.
Okay.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay, this
Right.
is very
Future. The
interesting.
future.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
taking it to the nth degree.
They said that
It looks
he
like
woken
Blade
up in
Runner.
the future. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Wait,
giving
isn't
me
the
Blade
year,
Runner
like,
vibes.
1970 something.
It's
Is it 77?
It's like in
So 2077. Sorry, it's
yeah, it's like
2077.
yeah, it's
2077 is the year.
is
of,
it the year?
What
Yeah.
is with that? We've got Blade Runner 2077. We've got Cyberpunk 2077. Everyone getting
It
new
just
year.
sounds cool, I think. I just think it sounds cool. No,
It
yeah,
does.
2077
Absolutely.
just
But
sounds
I
cool.
like that all we see of that 2077 color vibe is the fact that there are like strips of like glowing multicolored
Yes.
light instead of the standard
Yes.
yellow in Out of Mind. And
Mhm.
I like the fact that that was like the way that Hathor was like, this is the future. And it's just like,
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
Adam's obviously gone with the kind of futuristic color scheme.
Yeah, he's
which
moved the
is cool.
Stargate into the
Yeah.
public, which is cool.
And the
Yeah.
looks like the police officers have just come from the convent store.
I'm also, I really love,
The CN Vaunt store.
I love the guy standing on the left of the image with the shoulder patch, but it looks almost like it's like
Yes.
it's actually a light itself, like some sort of like
Yeah.
you know
Yes.
3D light image that's like coming
Like a
off their
futuristic
shoulders.
SG patch, like he's getting ready to
Yeah.
go through.
Yes.
Yeah,
that
that's
is
what it
really
looks
cool,
like.
actually.
I wonder what
I'm not gonna
Cone Ice
lie.
is advertising.
Very impressed.
Yeah,
I hope Cone
Cone
Ice
Ice,
is just
yeah.
is just ice cream of some kind.
It could
you
be.
know,
Cone Ice?
maybe
lick some
convicts.
Cone Ice.
maybe convicts
Cone
make
Ice.
ice cream.
Yeah, you can buy it in the CN Vaunt store.
Yes.
There's plenty of Cone Ice on that shelf.
Those delivery
There
fees
is.
are really cheap. Just walk across the street and hand it over.
Well, what do you think he's doing? He's going to the CN Vaunt store to buy some Cone Ice, and then he's taking it through the Stargate.
I was
So,
going to say he's going
you
to
know
he's
what?
going to
Those
give
are
some
not gonna
cone
be
ice
cheap.
to the Gould.
It's a little snack while he travels.
Adam,
Oh,
that
that's so
was great.
funny.
Well done.
What is it?
on
We're not
season two.
trading in Casa, we're trading in cone
ice.
ice or cone ice
Cone Ice.
instead of Casa.
Yeah, so
I just made a
Adam,
bloody
we're gonna have him
late
on
reference.
in a pre-recorded episode before the end of the year. I think you guys are gonna be joining us for that one if you want, discussing
Yes.
his artwork for seasons 1 and 2 of Wormhole Extremists on Dial the Gate. So
And aren't we going back and seeing some of the season 1 ones we did
there's a
before
couple
we asked
that
Adam to do
he's
it?
yes. There's
Yeah.
a. I don't know if
Yes,
he's gonna
there's
have
a
a
handful.
complete season 1 inventory, but we're gonna get close.
Fine.
So
That's fine.
yeah, this is good. All right. Appreciate you all for your patience and waiting for us to get started on this episode. Courtney, J. Stevens, and I went a little bit over an hour, so I wasn't sure if that was going to happen or not, but I really appreciate you all tuning in and hanging with us. If you're enjoying this content, click that like button. It helps promote the show. So
I came off Star Wars just
Indeed.
to do this, so please make
So
it worth
you
it.
better click that like button.
Give it some
Damn
likes.
it.
Yeah, click it
So-
hard, guys. Click it hard.
Do
And
it.
share it with your friends.
Smash the like button.
Do it, as Palpatine would say.
Do it.
Do it.
Oh, okay. Is that a hint?
No, I wish it was.
Oh.
Oh my god, imagine if it was.
So there
No.
are some Stargate appearances in the new game. So let's just put
Yes,
it that
very
way.
exciting.
So very exciting. Absolutely. All right. Let me
Cool.
Go ahead. What am I missing? Oh, yes. Actually, I need the timer. The
It's like
timer is
Scottish
good.
is coming out of David today.
I have a couple. All right. All right.
All right, mate.
So, okay. Let me pull this up here. Okay. All right. We have got 1969. You guys ready with this episode?
I am
Yes.
ready. I am so ready.
Indeedy do.
Okay. if Pierre Bernard were on, I'd ask him, are you comfortable and angry? And he would say, comfortable and furious, David. All right. Let's watch 1969 in 5, 4, 3, 2. We are the Wormhole Extremists, and this is 1969. My name is David, and I'm with Yvie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello.
And Carter is taking her sweet time dialing.
Yes, she is. And apparently, according to the RPG, SG-1 were destined for a planet called Amanos, a technically advanced world populated entirely by women. Apparently.
Oh, I would have loved to see that.
And all the men had died off after a plague targeting the Y chromosome had killed off.
Wow.
Love it. I mean, no.
P2X555 is Amanos.
Amanos.
So how are they reproducing?
I guess they're not
so
for a
they
while.
found a way around it.
Okay.
But apparently
love it.
they're only able to reproduce other women.
Right.
Yeah,
wow.
it's just
Okay.
a society
That's
full of
quite
women. Yeah.
That's
and
an
they're,
episode I wouldn't have minded watching.
skeptical of
I just
men.
want to say,
know.
I wouldn't have minded watching an episode of Society full of men having similar, problems and situations. It's just always
either
nice
way,
when that happens.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
either
it's
way, I
any
would have liked
way
that.
to tell human stories. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
That cut on Carter's
Yes.
hand. Are we presuming that happened during One False Step when she tried to retrieve Daniel's knife, or is this an entirely different?
Yeah,
I think it's
later.
entirely different.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, because that was on the palm of her hand, and I was just wondering if it was like an inconsistency.
But it would have been
or
really nice if they'd
if it was just
carried it
different
over.
cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
What a missed opportunity.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, they've got to keep the time frames flexible so that you can, Fandemonium can come along and insert novels in between episodes. They'll do that. They'll be like, this novel takes place between this episode and this episode. And that's obviously not the reason why production did it. But the episodes can stay relatively episodic. So, for the most part. And Hammond has that look on his face.
Yeah, he knows.
does.
He's like, something's
Here we
going
go.
wrong.
It's got that far off look in his eye. So when they emerge from the Stargate in Cheyenne Mountain in 1969, this is kind of a possible goof, but not really. So if this episode followed the rules of Stargate time travel according to the rest of the series, then they
That's
would
what I
have
was about to
emerged
complain
from
about,
the
yep.
gate inside the that
Correct.
locked crate or
Inside
the
the crate.
Antarctica gate.
Yeah.
But I think this was rationalized on Gate World. They said that the time dilation effect of the slingshot around the sun did not take effect until after the wormhole had reconnected to Earth Stargate. So the team occupied by both time periods simultaneously. And I think
that.
Carter actually touches on this herself.
She does, yeah,
at
I think so.
25 minute mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every other time they go to the Stargate in the time frame of where the Stargate is in that time frame.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
like
would have
continuing
emerged.
stuff, yeah.
Uh-huh. But
and also, yeah.
go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I mean,
had
but
you on.
it's how this. It's because the episode happens this way that we're able to have this amazing story that we do.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly. So we can't really pull it apart too hard.
I've got a lot of problems with time travel, but for that reason, there's a
Yeah.
lot of holes. But yeah.
And also there is no missile or has been no missile training silo under Cheyenne Mountain.
Yeah, it's one of the conceits of the show is that Cheyenne Mountain Complex. There's no missile silo.
No.
It's a series of office buildings underneath a hollowed out mountain.
Exactly.
And I only learned this 4 years ago.
Oh,
oh my
no.
gosh, there's
So
no
recent.
nuclear missile silo in Cheyenne Mountain. It's just a conceit of the show.
I really
Yeah.
love the fact that
Lockwatcher
Teal
says that's a
did
great
not care.
mat, and it is.
I love how calm
Yeah.
he was. He just knew exactly what he was going to do,
Yep.
and he was
He
just
literally
gonna
did not care.
hope that it was going to work.
Well, I mean, if it did ignite, they'd never feel it. So.
Two goofs here. So the blue berets that the airmen wear actually didn't become part of the Air Force uniform until 1976.
Whoa.
And the I think they're carrying, I know nothing about weapons, but I read somewhere that they're carrying M16s
Yes.
that are loaded with 30 round magazines, but
Yeah.
those weren't around until 1970.
Oh,
In
Okay,
1969
wow.
they would have been 20 round magazines.
Yeah, leave it to the military folks to see that one. So
Yes, exactly. I'm like, of
Absolutely.
course.
yeah.
Yeah, we've got quite a few guest appearances in this episode.
Very much
guys.
so.
Yeah, Alex Zahara returns as Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, and I think this is if I'm not wrong, this is like the only episode he appears in without really heavy makeup.
I was gonna
You
say,
can actually see his proper face.
it's only a wig, right? And the rest of
his
it's
handsome
like just
face.
him.
Yeah. And we've got Aaron Pearl as Lieutenant Hammond.
That's right.
I love him.
yes.
I
he
think he's
came back
great.
as
he does an
Kearney
amazing job.
in Lockdown.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, Glennis Davis as
Ah,
Catherine.
that's right.
And Pamela Perry as old Catherine.
Goodness. All right.
Evidently,
Eli's mum.
the year, yeah. Evidently, Pamela Perry, who plays old Catherine, not old Catherine, sorry, old Cassandra. She actually won a Leo Award this very year for a different performance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you see the guy who
Cool.
struck O'Neill?
What about him?
He played
Yeah.
Solon Sencha in Atlantis.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
He's on Private
I didn't
Army
see
now.
that bit.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah.
You'll also notice here as well that Aaron Pearl has different colored eyes from Hammond. He
Hey,
has
we're gonna ignore that.
brown
That's true.
eyes. Yeah.
I just want to say right now, right? Hammond as a young man was hot.
Agreed.
Help
Like,
that.
damn.
Agreed.
And he's got Don's accent pretty good too.
Yeah,
He does.
I
He
think
does
it's
an
great.
incredible job, I think.
Hogwild, there's no nuke silo that they admit to under Cheyenne Mountain.
Aha. Good point.
Oh man.
And it's not really a goof, but I think ordinarily they would have separated Carter from the boys.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
Even Ruskies?
Even Roski.
Those Ruskies. We'll
Oh
put them
my
all in one
God.
room together.
Yeah, his little slip up.
Oh, that was so fun.
Oh my
Yet.
God. But you can see like the moment that he recognizes what he's done,
Yep.
and he's just in the background with like his head in his fist, just like, what have I done?
Is Ruskies? Is that Russian?
Ruskies, yeah.
Ruskies.
Okay.
It's an 80s slang.
Yeah.
Ah,
It may go back further, but it was definitely an 80s slang for Russians. So it's like Krauts,
what's Krauts?
Germans,
Oh God,
because they eat sauerkraut.
Oh, I love
Yes, they
sauerkraut.
do. Me too.
Jeez.
Totally.
Man, we're gonna get flagged. Oh man.
I was going to say as well, when Carter explains the grandfather paradox, she actually only explains part of the theory. In full, if a man time travels in time to before his father was conceived and murders his grandfather, then he himself would never be born. But because the murderer was never born, then there was no reason for the grandfather to be killed, hence the killer would still be alive. So it's like
Correct.
a bit of a contradiction.
Oh my goodness.
And as a point of interest, there's actually an alternative theory to the grandfather paradox called the many worlds interpretation.
Yep. This is
And
Yep.
this theory suggests that the act of time travel creates an alternative world.
Yep.
So you wouldn't be going back in time to kill your own grandfather. It would actually
an
just
alternate.
be a version of him from an alternate world.
Yes.
Isn't that what
Um,
Endgame did to try and do the Avengers kind of
Yep.
fix?
That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would also mean that you couldn't return to the same version of reality that you left. But
That's
I
always
thought that was
freaked me
really
out.
interesting. Yeah.
There you go. And I answered him in Russian. Damn it.
Now that
There's Solon
realization.
Sencha. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. I love
Are the terms
I love
we used
O'Neill's
considered
reaction.
offensive to Germans and
Look
Russians?
at him in the back.
You'd have to ask them.
Oh dear.
That's so
Yet.
funny. Look at Daniel. So that's great. But I mean, Stargate goes back and forth on this. Whether it's so this one takes the route of Back to the Future, where everything is its own self-contained Well, no, it doesn't.
Yes,
think about
everything's
Back to the
linear.
Future because those changes. Okay, so I'm wrong.
No,
everything is in
that's-
one timeline, like Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But in this case, those changes they aren't changes because they had always taken place. I.e.,
Yes.
Hammond knows. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah. But Stargate
Yeah, I
is
have
always going
more
back
on
and
that.
forth on the multiverse time travel aspect or the
Mhm.
single universe time travel aspect. It's just the story hangs on which one they're going to use to facilitate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we just missed the Star Trek and Star Wars
Yep.
reference.
Sorry, guys.
So
No, you said the Star Trek one
it's
first. He hasn't said the
fine.
Star Wars one yet.
Oh, okay. So Star Trek first aired 3 years prior to this in 1966.
Yep.
But it did have sort of a little bit of a cult following, I guess. But it is kind of an obscure reference.
Yeah, he
and
wouldn't
Star
know,
Wars
would he?
obviously, wasn't released until 1977, so that reference definitely tracks.
Yeah.
Just difficult. To
And I mean, at
pronounce.
this point, like O'Neill has no idea what year it is anyway. So
Right.
This is the way of
just-
trying to gauge it. He's trying to see what year
Yeah,
is it.
it's
Like
just
to start
grasping at
saying
straws.
things.
Yeah, it's not exactly something that you normally ask someone.
No.
no.
So.
And watch out for like a series of very subtle goofs when they're in the back of the blue van.
Okay.
Oh
Which
no.
is coming up. So the road goes from being dry to wet and then dry again in between.
Oh,
in between
Canada.
shots.
That's Vancouver for you.
I think they probably just reshot certain parts.
Well, I mean, as they're
but,
driving, you know, I mean, that's
probably did a
probably
whole
typical to
sequence
Canada.
as dry.
So.
it starts out as being dry and then goes to wet and then goes to dry again.
Oh,
So
well,
it
it's a
goes
very
backwards.
long road. There were a lot of clouds.
It is.
What if they did the whole drive while it was dry and then did the drive again to reshoot the scene and then it was wet? Like, how inconvenient is that for Canada to
It
be so
is.
rude?
And like you'd have a schedule that you have to abide by, so you just have to do it and just hope that no
I
one
don't
cares
remember
or notices.
I don't remember this scene in the present.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah, he's like they'll find their own way back.
They barely go back to
Oh. So it
present
wasn't
day with
really
this.
immediate. They were gone for a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I
our
love
friend
this.
there,
Wow.
was it Dan Bacon? Is his name? Dan
Yes,
Bacon?
Daniel Bacon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff's friend.
Jeff's
Yes.
instructor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. This is
Albuquerque.
his 3rd of 9 SG-1 appearances.
Okay.
Actually, in quite
Yeah,
a
he's
bit.
in a lot.
Lockwatcher just said
Yeah.
that.
Isn't he the one who's doing the gate in Wind of Opportunity?
Yes, I
yes,
think so.
that's correct.
Yes,
'Cause
yes,
it's not
yes.
Walter and it's the best episodes. It's very upsetting. But he's great and I like him anyway.
Where there's a will, there's an or. I love.
Yeah, I love
I
that.
think of that all the time.
Same. Somebody will say that to me and I'll go, you mean or? And they'll go, what? And I'll go, never mind.
No, never mind. Where there's a
Just
will,
like-
there's an
Just
or.
lost on you.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Wet.
I think here it's
Wet.
wet, but just
Fog.
before it was dry.
Well, maybe they've been driving for like, well, a while. So
Yeah, long enough for it to change. What's a bit wet? What's wet? This would have gotten him into so much trouble. This is like a real big move. The only thing that bothered me about this is the fact that he like was really like difficult. Oh, it's dry. He was really difficult about Teal'c initially joining SG-1. But like, do you not
Yes.
remember him in 1969, bruh? Like, do you want to chill out?
Yeah,
accept
well,
him?
just have to try and assume that he just put that to one side.
Yeah.
We also missed the comment about Teal'c mentioning that his lava Goa'ulds will mature within
Yeah,
you know, a
take
few
a-
years.
They got
That's
to go.
the first we've found out that a Goa'uld lava can overtake the Jafar.
yeah, and become its host
Yeah.
or become its true master. The
True
Jaffa
master,
can become a
yeah.
host.
This is lovely. I love this conversation. It's great.
Yeah, he's great. I wish he was in this full episode.
Mm-hmm.
He's got him nailed.
He really does. So for good reason, this episode was voted number 4 in Sky's top 10 Stargate episodes.
Sky One,
It just said Sky when I researched it.
probably.
We got so many channels. It's all the
Yeah.
but it's the network. Yeah.
Yeah. Best year.
I love how he had to
also,
look at Daniel. Daniel was
Also
4.
also the year that Daniel teaches Teal'c how to drive.
That's right.
Yeah.
69.
Which is super
That's right.
cute, which he mentions in season 6 when he's talking to Jonas, right?
Yep.
He does, yeah.
So
Smoke and
cute.
Mirrors, he mentions it.
Dude, get it figured out. You got a letter in your pocket with your handwriting on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get the best job in the future, Hammond. Don't you worry. This is great. This is so cool because, like, you never really see Hammond getting his, like, you know, like, hands dirty. Like, he's getting into the crap with SG-1. It's really nice to see him putting his career on the line to help save them.
Yeah. I
He's
just like
following his
seeing a little bit of
instincts.
his almost like
Yeah.
seeing a little bit of his backstory.
Yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of Hammond, and every time we get to see
No.
more, it's very exciting.
That just looks so painful. That was a good job on the makeup.
Sorry,
Absolutely.
missed it. I hurt you. It's weird.
I love her
it.
smug look. She's just like, yeah, I'm higher ranked than you.
So good. Hammond is a babe.
Here's a weapon I've prepared earlier.
Yeah, look what I provided. The way he picks it up, like, almost perfectly, and he goes, "Oh, I don't
Yes.
actually know how to carry it."
He didn't pick it up like awkwardly with his thumb and forefinger.
Yeah. I wish he did that. That'd been really funny.
The dangerous
Yeah.
foreign agents have inexplicably freed themselves.
I love that line. Yes, it's sunny again and dry.
Hey guys,
That is a cool effect.
it can be.
Oh, by the
Here we
by,
go.
that's awfully convenient. 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
okay, here it comes.
Apparently the Woodland cameo on this on the military truck wasn't used until 1975.
Wow.
In 1969, it would have been painted a flat olive drab green.
Well, there you go. It's those details like the arch later on where it's like, all right, you know, are we going to go ahead and remove this because it's inaccurate based on the time? I love how the Zat also conveniently breaks the lock.
Unlocks. It does. It does. It's multi-purpose, guys.
Yeah.
See, if you ever like lock yourself out of home or whatever, you don't need a locksmith.
Just
you
need a
need
Zat gun.
a Zat. You can hide that under a rock in your front yard
Yeah.
instead of the spare key.
I like the disappearing third shot element. I know that they
I
were
hate
okay
it.
actually
with
don't.
it.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Actually, I
Yeah.
don't hate it. I mean, it's a bit. I guess it's a bit cheap, but yeah, I don't dislike it. It works in this scenario.
Yep. Oh, the cash. That's right.
Yes.
I
Oh,
hate
he
this
doesn't
trivia
seem right.
question. I hate it.
He doesn't disclose how much he
No.
gives him in the start.
No, just the end. And I've been asking. I should ask ChatGPT how much that would have cost.
Oh, I have that. Should I wait till later? I have how much it was.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How
I
much
had
he
I had the
actually gave him?
conversion. Yes.
Wow.
Did you want to know now, or should I wait till later?
Yeah. How much did he give him?
Okay, so I did
never
the
remember this.
conversion, and it's $161.29. So
Wasn't this a trivia question, David?
he learned-
like most
Not
of
the
them.
original, but how much he owed him.
So
Okay.
Jack owed the general $539.50. So the original loan would have been about $161.29
Wow,
if
that's
you
a lot of
account for the
cash.
simple interest
Yeah.
at the
Why is he
prime rate
carrying
of
so much
8%
cash?
in August of 1969.
I have been wanting to know that answer for years. So one more time, how much was it?
$161.29.
61.29. Well, I don't think he gave him change. So yeah, about $161. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Who carries, even in 1969,
Literally,
$160
who?
in their pocket?
I know.
carry a
well,
20.
especially in like his
I worry
position
about
as
getting
well.
mugged.
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
number.
Well, I mean, he'd be the one doing the mugging. He's
Maybe he was out to pay something. During
maybe.
the day.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
Um,
But they'd be able to get
Also-
around with that for a little while. I mean, they'd be okay for a few days. Starting to figure it out. Such a good episode.
It's a really
it
fun
really
one.
is. It really
It's not my
is.
favorite time travel episode, but I really do love it.
What's your favorite time travel episode?
Mobius.
Ah, okay.
I was going to say I enjoy Mobius too, but this is a good one early on. Oh, look at beautiful Canada.
It is good. It is good. It's not as good.
That was a
in my opinion.
vet. I don't know what year it was, but my dad owned a 1970 Stingray, the same color, with hard top roof, and it still sits in our garage. And I'm
He says,
looking forward to
Carter,
inheriting
stick
it.
your thumb out.
Yep,
Is it because she's a woman and she's more likely to get a car?
correct.
Yeah, but she's not very she's not really dressed seductively or
I'm
anything.
honestly surprised
she's wearing
that
the
he
same
didn't
clothes as
say,
them. So
Take the jumper off and try and get some groove going. I would. I would
interesting.
take the tank top and put a hole in it.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting fact, Daniel said that he was born in 1965, so he said he's 6 years older. So
He's
let me
4.
start
4
again.
years.
Yeah.
Is it a
Sorry,
4 years?
if Daniel Jackson was born in 1965, he's actually he was 6 years older than Michael Shanks.
Yeah.
And for the record, Shanks is also 10 years younger. 10 years. Oh my God. James Spader is 10 years older than Shanks.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
yeah.
This method appears in
Oh, Teal'c.
This is
No,
a
this
great
is not what you
Teal'c
do.
show.
This is great. He's got some good moments.
We would have stopped, man.
I remember when I watched Threshold before I ever saw 1969, and I remember seeing in the flashbacks of him remembering I saw this shot and him with the hair, and I was like, "What is that?" Because I didn't even know it was an episode. That was a fantastic.
Did they do you know if they found this bus already painted or did they paint it?
I think that they painted it.
It's really cool.
Yep,
It is.
absolutely. I'd love
is
to
so
have the two of
cute.
them on Dial the Gate. I obviously I had Alex, but I've been trying to get the actress who plays Jenny.
Yes, that would be awesome.
This is God, Teal.
I love how Michael just leans into it. He's just like, okay, cool, all right.
It's the way that these guys are like so totally stoned.
Oh,
and,
absolutely
like,
they are.
Just vibing that they just don't even care what's going on.
Yeah.
Great.
So what'd you do?
Nothing.
I love her shawl.
Yeah.
The shawl is beautiful.
Yeah. Establish. I so relate.
Technically, that whole thing is not really done until like the 90s.
What?
Like when people say I was so into that,
That's
more
true.
of
That's
a
a so
90s
yeah,
thing.
90s,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Learning. I feel like a baby.
You are a baby.
I am.
I love his perm.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So I know he's going to say it. I
Right
said that
on.
effectively.
Right on.
Feel. God. You're already in Canada, my dude.
Shh.
I love this line. This is so funny.
The war with Canada.
Jeez. Look at Michael. Oh, that's funny.
I really love Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm realizing I think it's because I love Teal'c so much, and Captain Holt is essentially like just
the same sort of
human
humor.
Teal'c.
Yeah.
It's great. I love it. I love Teal'c so much. He's so like funny without even trying, you know.
I love this montage.
It's great.
It's a
It feels
great
very Indiana
montage.
Jones.
I was going to say that the map route is shown is Interstate 40. Well, we also see obviously that Route 66 sign. In the 60s, Route 66 was being upgraded and rebuilt as Interstate 40. So during the rebuild, some of the sections would have either been Route 66 or 140.
Huh.
Just an interesting fact.
You know, I have been under the assumption that the Gateway Arch wasn't completed until later. It was finished October 28th, 1965. Oh,
Wow. Also, that's the Willis Tower, which wasn't built until
That's what it is.
1970.
It's the Sears Tower wasn't built until 1970. That's
Correct,
it. The Arch
yeah.
was built before the Sears Tower. Now the Willis Tower
Yeah,
was not.
the Willis Tower, yeah.
They also don't call it the Willis Tower. They still call it the Sears Tower.
Of course they do.
The people do. All the signs are, but yeah, the people.
Guys, the cars going with the bus are all like older vintage vehicles. The ones coming in the opposite direction were modern cars.
What are you saying? They managed to get a bunch of people to drive older cars around
I think
it,
they must have, yeah.
but then they
just in
couldn't
one
control
direction.
the oncoming traffic.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Also, we see Jack here do that thing where he fishes out a foreign object from his
Yep.
coffee cup.
He loves doing
which
that.
is a long-running gag in
Yep.
the show. Is this the first time he does it?
Probably.
Yeah, he does it he does it a lot in the future. I don't think he's done it before.
Is that an
Oh, yeah,
IDA
all the time.
tick? Or
Yes.
was that-
Definitely.
Yes,
Yeah,
Joseph
I
Malazzi
love
said
it.
that was like his thing. That's what he would do.
I love it. I
Corn
think it's
comes
so
in
funny.
with a coffee cup in like season
Yes.
6, and Rick said, "No, you got to get another thing. That's my thing." So, because he's standing in the gate room with a coffee mug.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, doesn't he use a thermos for like
Yep.
the rest of the show?
Exactly.
He's always using a thermos,
Yes.
like a little nerd.
It's all
Fun
over.
science.
General Hammond.
Yeah.
Could really use one of those Shen solar flare predicting devices.
That'd be handy right now. But is sterility worth it?
No. Ooh,
Yeah, well,
nah.
that's it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this. I always found this part a bit like cringy. I get like secondhand embarrassment watching this scene.
Yeah. I think you've mentioned secondhand embarrassment like the last couple of episodes.
Yeah,
Yes.
season. I think that's why season 2 is so it's a struggle for me.
Was that a boat?
Oh, Canada.
I love the accent so much.
Blame Canada.
William's joined the chat, guys. Hi, William.
Hey!
Hey, buddy.
How's it going, brah?
It's the way that RDA tries to sound a bit more like alien, like less normal, in order to try and be
Yes.
like, we are foreigners.
Yes.
We are
Galaxy
foreign to
far,
this
far
planet.
away. Jeez.
Oh, Daniel.
A place
I
called
can't.
New York.
I can't. Season 2 is a hard time for me, guys. Season 2 is really
It is pretty
difficult.
funny.
So is this almost looks like a threat here, you know? Oh, I don't know, man. Well, then let me show you how we can blow up a fire. So
Yeah, I thought it was weird.
It is
It's
a
like,
little
let
bit.
me show you our alien magic, but also it's a bit threatening. You know?
take us.
Oh, Teal'c.
Does the stock collapse sound on the Zats? Do you guys hear that when he
What about
collapses it? When he collapses it here?
Oh, wait. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, you do hear it. Okay. There's a couple of times when it collapses in this show.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't hear it.
It's annoying.
so-
I'm always frustrated.
What was the date?
So the
August
camera,
10th.
it's August 10th.
Yeah.
So one of the headlines was Sharon Tate, 4 others murdered, which refers to the infamous Charles Manson murders
That's
that occurred
right.
the day
Oh,
before.
God.
And as a point of interest, Woodstock obviously took place between August 15th and August 19th.
That's right. And
And this observatory, the observatory, the
Yep.
Gordon Macmillan Southam
We stood on the
Observatory
right there and
is-
did a video.
we did, is in Vancouver, obviously, and it wasn't built until 1979. And yeah, also we visited there, which was really cool.
that's it, exactly. We were there. So in 1975, when Lucas was writing Star Wars, he had Starkiller was the name of the the lead
Adventures
characters.
of Luke Starkiller.
Starkiller,
Exactly.
Was the original title of Star
and
Wars.
That's correct.
Near the second to last draft, I believe it was, someone said to him, "So does this have something to do with the Manson murders?" Starkiller.
Oh my God.
Starkiller. So he then, because of the Manson murders, changed it to Skywalker.
That's upsetting.
I didn't know that bit,
Yeah.
but I knew the name was what he originally wanted to go with.
Because he didn't want that to be associated with that.
All this
obviously.
Star
Fair
Wars talk
enough.
while I'm away from my Xbox is very upsetting.
You know, yeah.
Hear that Xbox
the sacrifices
calling you.
that you make, Nicole, are greatly appreciated.
Yes.
There's Statue of
like you
Liberty.
get up
I
at
don't know if
3
it
a.m.
was. I don't know if the French had given us the Statue of Liberty yet, folks. I think that may be an error.
What? It's been there for yonks.
I was like,
That a
what?
joke?
I was like,
that's
literally, I've been watching The Gilded Age, and they have like a portion of the Statue of Liberty, and that was set in like.
I was going to say, I was playing
1880
Assassin's Creed Unity the other day, and I was climbing it. So
That's funny. I've been
So
inside
interesting fact. Oh, interesting fact. In the German version of this episode, Daniel uses a French accent instead of a German
of it.
accent.
that's hilarious.
Hi, Glennis.
He's a good old Glennis. She was great to have on.
Yes, I rewatched her interview with you yesterday.
My favorite performance of hers will always be as Eli's mother. She
Yes.
absolutely shines in that role.
Yes. Oh, guys, I'm like mostly through season 1
Yay!
of Universe, and I have to say it's like my third time watching it, and I think I'm liking it more this time.
Yes!
It's
Yeah.
growing on me.
Yes. Good.
She doesn't want this to be overheard. She's concerned.
No.
So,
Yes.
Let's be quiet about the doorway to heaven.
Yep.
I love the Williams in here being like, Eli's mom, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Universe, woo-woo.
William says, to be fair, he's barely using a German accent here.
Yeah, it's not great, and I think some of the words that he uses are not correct either. Like they're not correctly used. They are German words, but they're not in the right context.
Can I just say, this is the exact same tea set as the tea set that she has in Torment of Tantalus.
Is it?
And I absolutely love that. Yeah.
It really
That's
is.
really
I
cool that
recognize
they
the
carried
blue
it on.
cups. Yeah.
That's
beautiful.
perfect.
I don't know why, but that shot of her putting the sugar cubes into the cups in Torment of Tantalus have always kind of like stuck in my head. So whenever I see it in 1969, I always smile a little bit.
She is the 5th actress, believe it or not, to have played Catherine Langford. So
Many.
Wow. Legacy character.
And then we have a 6th one. We have
yes,
the girl from
number
Origins.
6. Yes, from Stargate Origins. Stargate Origins. That's right.
Is it pointless though, darling?
Okay,
But
like,
we don't
really-
need them to do that. We just need to know
we just need to
break
break
Yeah.
in.
armory.
Tell us
That's
where. I would love this tea set. I want it so much. I wonder where it
Ah.
went. Probably in the bin.
I have something. I don't have that exact tea set, but I do have something that has a very similar pattern.
That's really cool that you noticed that, Nicole.
Thank you. I
That is
really
very
love
awesome.
Torment of
Cool.
Tantalus, so I can really identify
Yeah. Well, it makes a lot of sense. That's production people paying attention.
it. Exactly.
Yes.
That's why I've
Yes.
always
That's what that
appreciated it. I love it so much. I also love the fact that Sam left Jack and Teal'c to once again manage looking at the thing in space, like in Singularity, because
Yes.
Jack loves to look at through telescopes.
Yeah, he knows
at
what
his
he's
neighbors.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
At his neighbors.
I just love that this is the, this is the pair that go and look through the telescopes.
And there's the Vancouver skyline in the background there.
Yes.
It's a shame. It's a beautiful skyline, Ian. But if you use it, it's like, oh, that's
Canada.
exactly
It's
where we are.
Iconic.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So I love that bus.
It is a very cool bus. I wonder what happened to it.
Yeah, that'd be a great story to learn.
Shame no one held on to these stories, or at least we don't know anybody who can tell us. This part really breaks my heart. Like Michael not wanting to, because he got drafted.
Yep.
Yes. It's just one last jaunt before.
What was happening in 69 for him to get drafted?
Vietnam.
Is that what was happening?
You're kidding, right?
I don't know any of the recent wars. In England, we didn't really learn much about that stuff, to be honest.
That's what the whole episode... Yeah, he's talking about the war with Canada. That's the war with Vietnam.
Yeah, so I never knew specifically which war it was.
Yeah, well, the war with the Viet Cong, specifically, the war in Vietnam. So, my dad was over there. He was in
Was England involved in that?
I know Australia was.
I feel like we didn't have much involvement. It's just, there's a lot of parts of like American history that just isn't really part of English history, and we learn more about like Europe as a whole. Well, we kind of tend to forget about America.
British troops fought in
America
Vietnam.
came in. Yeah, America came a little bit later.
Yep. However, they only had a small number of soldiers participating due to the government's decision that committing too many resources would be ill-advised. Well, we had a treaty with their government, and then the United States did, and then their government fell. So the treaty was the reason that we went in originally. There's a whole story. Go check out the Ken Burns documentary on the Vietnam. It is amazing. My dad and I watched it together. It was brilliant. So, but that's I love O'Neill's response here, and it's like, everyone has a different thought on what he was about to say.
Yes.
Coming from a military family, I have my own opinions as well, but it's a great scene. Yeah. And Michael, Alex Zahara was the one who added, "I don't want to kill anybody."
And originally
it was a beautiful line. It's really scary.
And they shot them both, and they accepted it. So.
Yeah, no, this one cuts a lot deeper.
Yep. Yeah, that really bummed me out.
This is the Seaforth Armory. And you can actually see the crest in the background, which is the Seaforth Highlanders of Canada crest, which kind of gives away the location a little bit. Also, like, they're storing the Stargate upright, which
yes, it's awfully convenient.
It's a bit of a space saver, but it's very convenient.
Yeah,
I love that no matter where you go, like whenever the gate's getting like taken somewhere, everyone's like, okay, giant box just about this size. Yeah, that's got to be the gate. Exactly, like nothing else in the world is going to be
that same size.
Like that.
And open up both sides so that it appears to us the first time very cinematically. So anyone who's potentially watching will get a really, really cool view.
Exactly. Those two sides
so
just like peel away like
really
exactly
awesome.
the same time. And it's kind of interesting that Daniel was quite willing to climb that 2-story high crate, because in Thor's Chariot, he claimed that he had a problem with heights.
Well, I feel like when, not returning to your time is at risk.
Yes, hanging in the balance. Yeah.
Yep.
Tilk's confusion there looks very Christopher Judge. It looked like Christopher Judge was a bit confused. Look at the concern on his face. Yeah, look, he looks so concerned. I think I'm just not used to seeing Tilk look that panicked.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Stargate Origins specifically
I was literally
used
about to say
as a callback to 1969.
Yeah.
Yes, I was literally just about to say that.
Didn't they only use one car?
Yes.
I think it was only one car.
I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed Origins, and I kind of want to watch it in our rewatch, because I think that
it'll be the very last thing we do. But
yeah, I just think it'll be a really nice, like, interesting way to kind of circle back to the beginning.
Yep.
I didn't finish it. I think
I
watched.
The movie
I watched
version
most
is great.
of it. I watched most of it.
I
don't think it was a movie at that stage. It was just the episodes.
Okay.
I was trying to watch it before WonderCon in 2019. I didn't quite finish it on the plane. But
I watched
I know
it
what
as a
happens.
celebration before when I got the announcement that I was going to be a super fan and going to WonderCon. I watched it because I was like, I should finally get around to that. So
yeah. So you notice as well, when the gate was activated, there was no seismic occurrences, despite the gate having no dampeners.
Yvie,
there could have been. They just didn't articulate them on camera.
Yeah. It's not important.
It would have been hard to articulate on camera, but it would have been really cool if they shaped a few boxes. I think those guys are
shoot
bad
like
at shooting.
stormtroopers.
Okay, I've got a problem with the self-fulfilling was it
Prophecy
thing?
yeah
Prophecy thing? Yeah,
I have comments about that.
I can't be dealing
Obviously
with
we've got a Wizard of Oz reference coming
Of course. And a futuristic
TM.
SGC.
Yeah, and a futuristic SG. This is where Hathel got her idea from.
Yes.
I'm joking, obviously. I don't like this ending. This upsets me. I'll explain why. Carry on, Yvie.
I was going to say, so someone estimated that this would be around 2050 to 2060 based on Cassandra's appearance and estimated age.
Yep. And I love all the devices they're covering up.
Yes.
Suggesting that
I recognize your hair, God, who?
The work is the work of the Stargate Command is continuing.
I love he says I highly recognize your hair, but is it Teal'c or is it Daniel who's missing?
Yeah, I know. I kind of
and I think it's Daniel.
Maybe it's Daniel.
Yeah.
Which I love. But obviously Michael Shanks still has his hair.
So I don't like this because it implies that the Stargate program shut down at some point in the not so distant future.
Why?
They act like it's because I don't like the idea of it ending. It upsets me. Like, why can't it be like
why is it shut down?
Well, because look at it.
No, they're covering everything up because they anticipated them being there, so they covered everything up. So they wouldn't influence the past.
But then why is no one there?
Because they don't want anyone influencing the past or influencing the future. So that when they go back into the past, they won't influence the future. That's why everything is covered up.
They want to keep everything,
limited.
Yeah.
Is that actually canon, or have you decided that's what it is?
No, that's what it is. That's what they were writing into it.
I'm no longer angry at this episode. No. Okay, right.
Yeah, because they know that Sam would have told Cassie, don't let us see anything from the future that may affect the future other than the device to get us back.
The other angry thing, which is, what the hell is this self-fulfilling promise stuff?
What about it?
I can't deal with it. I don't know why I can't wrap my head around
I know that this particular scene introduces another time travel paradox, which is the ontological paradox. So if Cassandra's knowledge of the future came from Carter, who only knew to pass it on because Cassandra told her to, then the knowledge has no origin independent of the time loop, which is kind of similar to the letter that Hammond writes.
Yeah, it's the same thing with the cut on the hand.
It falls into the same category.
Yeah.
So as does Carter's research into the solar flares.
Yeah, it's all fixed inside of the
Hammond
loop.
asked her to research
it,
so that she could help him determine the dates and times of the 1969 solar flare.
I have a lot of problems with time travel, which is these little paradoxical
it's very complicated.
It's the definition of a paradox. So,
yeah.
Also, they used that line. Do you remember in our Superfan Winners compilation video in 2019?
We're home.
They used line that we're home.
Yeah, I remember that.
So William said, my take on the not shaking in the military bunker from the vibration was due to their SGC computer messing with all the gate signals. That's why it happened at the SGC. It was dumb dialing, but really they don't want to deal with the shake anymore. So. But then again, the gate in Antarctica shook in solitude. So,
Indiana says if Cassie doesn't remember Daniel with hair, does that mean the long hair or he loses it after? I'm assuming he went bald, and that's the joke.
Yeah, I mean, in the next episode, he has short hair, which is the first time we see him with short hair. But I'll mention that again later.
I assumed she was talking about Teal'c. She looked back at Teal'c and then said that.
Well, Teal'c and Daniel give each other a funny look, like who's she talking to here? So I was assuming it was Daniel. Because Teal'c gets hair eventually. So
50 cents. Good show.
We did a lot of talking on that one. There's a lot of discussion.
Oh, I had 10 pages of notes.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's in a very big font, but still, 10 pages of notes.
Big and
That's how you make a CV look
notes.
good. That's how you apply to a job. You fill the thing with lots of large font. So
yes, with big gaps.
Yeah.
Agreed.
This is a good episode. This is honestly, I'm looking forward to discussing it in a moment.
Yep.
It's
I definitely have to put it up there and my favorite top 10
shirt.
maybe.
You can run and do it now, David, although you have to switch the stream back. So
I have to switch the stream back. So
damn.
Talk. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Well done, everyone. Thanks for joining us for 1969.
Good time.
Indeed.
Decent episode.
All right, come on
Very
back,
good
guys.
Episode.
Yvie?
Yeah, I'm trying to come back as we speak.
There we go. All right, I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves.
So I wait for David. I'm not going to go in too deep because I want to save like my time stuff for him because I feel like he's going to come in with some harsh counter arguments. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
But it reminds me of like the time I think wasn't I having an argument with Adam through you, Yvie, about like Back to the Future and like my gripes with Back to the Future and where I'm like, I can't enjoy it. The paradoxes annoy me. You know, it's like that. So
yeah, I mean, there are some like pretty crazy kind of coincidences, I guess, in Back to the Future. Like why would one of Marty's distant relatives look exactly like him in the Wild West?
You could say about Outlander though, you know?
Yeah, it was like anyway,
whatever, it's fun.
We put that aside for the story.
Yeah, I've got a lot of problems with time travel. They are some of the best episodes because they're so much fun. Yes. But I've got some real gripes. There's always a part of me that can't fully enjoy them because in the back of my head I'm like, but it's paradoxical and it
internal
me.
Groaning and
literally, I can't be dealing with it. You know?
So you were saying before that you prefer Mobius over 1969.
Yeah, just simply because of the fact that Mobius is just a straight crazy line.
Yes.
And time travel works a bit differently in both ways.
That is
fabulous, David. You look banging.
I should have grabbed my Geode shirt so I could show you what a Geode tie-dye looked like.
What? Yeah, I have him. Come here.
Dog inbound.
Puppy.
Hello.
Hello.
This is the puppy podcast.
Yes. Huh?
Beautiful. Hi, buddy.
Who's this? Is it Chico? Huh?
Hello, Chico.
He's so expressive, and then he gets on camera and he suddenly just shushes.
He's all shy.
And he's all licky and
but
stuff.
This is my best side.
This dog is a hugger. He'll just hold you and let you hold him, and he'll just hug.
My dog is not. She doesn't really know what a hug is.
No?
I have Twisty's very snuggly. But he also has no claw etiquette, so you kind of end up a little bit shredded.
I was going to say, that's why I don't like cats. I can't deal with the lack of claw etiquette on cats. It's a lot for me.
Honestly, it's not that bad. Like,
yeah, well,
Will said, "Oh my god, dog."
Yeah.
So yes, this is Chico. This is my folks' dogs. So he's adopted. He is a Chihuahua Jack Russell. And
he's beautiful.
What a combination.
He is,
because he's got like a Chihuahua face, but like a Jack Russell coloring.
Yeah, he is the friendliest Chihuahua that you will ever meet. This dog.
I was going to say Chihuahuas are little sassy, yappy.
But no,
people.
He's a good Chico. Yeah, what you looking at, huh?
How old is Chico?
15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah, so he's a good boy.
Gentleman.
So, yeah.
Aww.
Any excuse to see a dog just fills me with delight.
You go see
Mama.
Go see Mama. Go on.
Yeah, we've got to talk about TV unless you want to join in.
All right. Oops. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You tangled in your headphones.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've done that before with the cats. I've done that before with the cats. The little legs going.
If this ever gets put on audio just for a podcast type thing,
my folks are
they're
here
going
for
to
the
be
weekend,
so confused.
Well, otherwise, I don't ordinarily have dog. All right.
No. I was just saying
that is a fabulous shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, it is fabulous.
So how would you rate this one?
It kind of matches Evie's wall actually. It's quite nice.
Right.
I was just saying to Yvie, I have a lot of trouble with time travel episodes and stuff. Like, I enjoy them because they're always a fun jaunt. But like I was saying, I had a polite argument once with Adam through Yvie about Back to the Future and just how paradoxical and kind of silly it is.
Oh, it's convoluted. Absolutely.
Yeah,
by our modern standards.
Ever living crap out of me, and I can't deal with it.
I love those movies, but yeah, there are some issues.
Yep.
Mobius I could deal with really well. It was perfect for me. Like every other time travel episode, I'm like, perfect. This one, I'm like.
So how would you rate it, Nicole?
Can you circle back to me?
Ooh.
I can. Yvie?
I think I'm gonna go with like a solid 5. I think it's not perfect, but it's pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was also going to go for a 5. Okay, good. I don't feel so bad now. Okay. Good. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. So it used to be more of a 6 for me, but as I've gotten older, I dislike it more and more.
Oh, really?
I don't know how to describe it. I like it less the more I watch it. I couldn't tell you why. It's like the first 20 minutes are like really exciting, and there's like a 10-minute middle where I'm like, I'm a bit bored now, and then the last 10 minutes I'm like, yeah, it's exciting again. But then I'm like, I've obviously got my little bits and bobs and irks, and I'm a little less irked now, because the whole Catherine thing is actually just they're covering it up so they don't see spoilies for the future. But you know, I think I 5. Yeah, I think a 5 for me.
A 5? Yeah.
David.
David, over to you.
Well, we've got 7 chevrons, right?
Yes.
There's about 350 episodes of Stargate.
364.
Right? Yes.
If you count the two-parter chunks as two different episodes.
I'm rounding to 350 for the sake of 7 times 5, which means that on average, each of us should have 50 episodes on average to fall into each chevron. 1969 is definitely in my top 50. So I will give it a 7.
Whoa. I don't give many a 7. I think I'm going to have a lot less 7s than David will.
I think, you know, in terms of 7s, I may have
though.
like 20 7s in the entire canon of SG-1. This is one of them. When I watched it, the feels that I got when I watched it, the performances, the narrative, how they go out of their way to explain everything in the narrative and to make it all fit cohesively and make it work. This one is a 7 for me.
Yeah, no, that's.
Well, I wonder what I gave
totally
a matter of time. I'm very curious about that one.
Understandable. I think we all gave a matter of time 7, didn't we?
I feel like we did, yeah. The fact that I give a matter of time higher than I give 1969 is a bit jarring. But yeah, you know, I don't love 1969. You know, I think I'm going to give a Mobius a 7 when I get there, just because that's I love it so much.
SGU will also get a 7 from me. So.
Yeah. The time travel ones are juicy. It's just the fact that, and I think what irks me the most is that time seems to consistently work the same way in all the other episodes that they do time travel. However, this is one that doesn't work the same way the other ones do, and so I'm always a bit irked because I'm just like, why are you like this?
The public's perception of how time travel works has evolved as we have moved forward. Now it's very much a multiverse perspective on time. So if they were to do that again, unless they were deliberately referencing old Stargates, it would be anything goes because you just create a new branch in the multiverse.
I will say, I don't love the new branching multiverse way they're doing time travel. I love, ironically, despite what I'm saying.
You like that it's more linear?
I like the linear grandfather paradox.
It's more dangerous.
Like, let's not do
more
that.
It is more dangerous.
Exactly. That's what makes it more engaging. When they were going back in time in Endgame, I was like, yeah, but nothing matters because you're just going to go and futz with the other timelines. Like, oh no, you know?
She said futz, YouTube. She said futz.
I said futz, which is something that Jack says in an episode. So I was like, that is safe for me.
But also in Endgame, they also deliberately go back down certain branch points for whatever reason. To make sure they're not creating new multiverses. So that was kind of a stretch. I watched a video on what happened with Chris Evans at the end because I was like, okay, so what reality is he from? And all these videos online claim to explain it, and they were all like half an hour long, and I'm like, no. It's that complicated. If you need that much time to explain it, I am not interested. I don't care about it.
No,
that
that's
much.
Fair enough. It shouldn't need a follow-up video to explain the movie. Yeah, that's a bit much.
On the sticking point at the end about where Captain America was and who he is.
Oh,
Nicole, can you go through all the puppy mush and
just a second.
Mushy.
We got Anthony said that David gave Matter of Time a 6, so did Evie, and I gave it a 7.
Okay.
And William says, agree with Nicole, but I think this form of time travel is superior compared to future takes. I like the way that this one circles around, William. I like it. It's just not my favorite. And now onto the ratings. If I go back to here, we've got Gego Fett Webb. Hope I said that right. 5 out of 7. Jean Diada, 7 out of 7, just because it's so much fun. Dan Ben says 5 out of 7. Mac Boland's Conscience says 5. Hogwild said 1 chevron, bring on the hate, lol. I don't like this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Really? A 1?
That's a bit brutal, but I'm gonna let you have it.
There's a little bit of trolling there. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe. I'd love to see the justification for why it's a 1, Hogwild.
Yes, please leave us some justification. I want to see.
I gave my justification for a 7.
Yeah. Anthony says, I think it's a 6 from me. Becca said 5. See, Becca, sometimes we agree so much. Becca says 5. I don't tend to love time travel episodes, but this one is done well. Lockwater said, I give this episode a 6. This is a classic episode, great visuals, and when you watch it, you cannot help having fun. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's great, you know. It's just not great enough for me to be a 7. And I think that's Raj Luthra came in with, I rate this episode a 6 out of 7 chevrons. And then with the quote, by the way, Colonel, with interest, you owe me $539.50.
50 cents.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about Mobius. We're gonna have some interesting conversations about it. It's fine, but I don't think it takes itself seriously enough.
Yeah, I don't mind Mobius, for obvious reasons. But
I think I love Mobius because also I love the way that
yes, I rewind and rewatch that multiple times.
So
over.
do I freeze it and go, wow. And then I carry on. When did the puddle jumper appear? The one with the time travel device. Did that appear in Atlantis first, or
it's the same one from Before I Sleep?
Yeah, because it appeared in SG-1 briefly.
Apparently, he rebuilt it on Earth
before then.
So that's the idea. So
yeah, because they destroyed the one in Atlantis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love the fact that Mobius has the whole like, oh, we're gonna do some throwbacks to like McKay and the original episodes, the Coverstone stuff, like all this great detail and Atlantis, and I thought it was fun. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to getting there, guys.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long journey, but we'll get there eventually. I'm going to take off my flower crown.
Jed Ted just threw in 6 chevrons for the grooviness.
Yeah.
Okay.
F7 so William, completely agree with David on Mobius. I think it was too goofy and fell flat. Talking about inconsequential stuff at the end, they're just like, okay, cool, we got magic item. Yeah, that's fair.
That's why I liked it. I don't know why it hit me in the right spot. That's why I love season 8 so much, because season 7 and 8 have like this weird magic to it that I just love it. There's some weird chaos to it.
Speaking of obtaining items in games.
Oh, okay. Oh, intrigue.
I heard you mention Zelda in like your previous stream. Is this?
You guys saw.
That's what I heard too.
Did I hear? Oh no, it's Zelda. Yeah, I heard you mention it in the previous stream.
Zelda.
That Zelda item.
So,
that is adorable.
Yeah, I wanted to get this. It's from Gamer Nostalgia, so I'm sure in a matter of time Nintendo will file a copyright strike. But this is. I love this. I really
love that. I would absolutely love that for like
This is my favorite video game of all time because it was the first real role-playing 8-bit video game.
Yeah, and, I think it's up there with Adam's list of favorite games as well. He loves Zelda.
I play it every year.
I don't like Zelda.
Yeah,
but I feel like
a new one coming out shortly.
So.
There's
I think
new
so.
stuff
I think
it's the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called now, but I know it's coming. But I don't love Zelda enough to pay attention. But everyone I know is a huge fan. I'm very hyped.
I haven't played since the original. I tried the second one on NES and I was just not crazy about it. I really should go in and play like Ocarina and some of these others because I've heard they're just amazing. I was
gonna say, like, I don't love the games, but I have so many people that like Ocarina's obviously their favorite, and I think that you need to go in and do that because apparently it's still a good time even though it plays very old.
I mean, my mind has always been like, why futz with perfection. As far as I'm concerned, it's like it's like the be all end all product. So, you guys ready for the end of season 2? Out of Mind.
I have so many.
I'm ready for our second clip show.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah, it is. I will say, right. I was saying to Jeff the other day because he was doing season finales. We were talking about it. I was saying, I feel like SG-1 has some really weak season finales, and I feel like maybe it's because they always knew they were going to have another season for quite a while, so they kept having just kind of.
That's a fair point.
Ones.
Yeah, I think just with the 2-parters, the second one's always a little meatier, so I think they just try and save a little bit.
Season 4 was like the one time
the
that I was
parter.
Like, yes, like
that's
I really
a great
love that
finale.
That was a great one, but all the other ones kind of a bit like.
I don't know. The ending of season 1's pretty good.
Yeah, so, it's almost
kind of action packed.
2 is the weakest of the bunch. 3 is good.
3 is okay. It wasn't as big as it could be, in my opinion. It was like very meh. And that's the problem, is that they all kind of go like and it's like.
Is that how it goes? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you spell that for the newspapers, please?
Like I hand gestured it. It's like it's a graph. Imagine it's a graph. Okay, that's the sound I made.
Okay, Hogwild says in terms of 1969, 1 star, no trolling. Getting specific would take too long, but like Nicole said, over the years I just like it less and less. Vague answer. It's not.
That's another thing I forgot to mention.
It's cringe and goofy with nothing consequential overall. Can't watch.
Yeah, I can't deal with the cringe stuff. So some of
Same.
it's a bit cringy and it throws me off. And that's why season 2 for me is so dislikable
Okay.
because I can't deal with the cringe that I feel watching it. It's too 90s somehow.
Okay. Jed Ted, season 3 opening is a banger. Well, let's do the season 10 closer
It's okay.
first.
It's okay.
All right.
We'll get there.
You guys
Next
ready to
week.
rock and roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Indeed.
It'd be nice if I would actually open the episode. Might be helpful and conducive to viewing it. Okay.
That would be very helpful.
It might help. Yeah.
You guys ready to rock and roll?
Yep.
All right.
Indeed.
Thanks for everyone for being so patient with us. We're taking our time on this one, and also don't miss our Wormhole Wednesday midweek movie. Which is going to be Aliens. So.
Aliens.
All right.
Yvie's first time.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You spoke of yourself in the third person. Okay, very good.
I
All
know.
right. In 5, 4, 3. It's the end of season 2, and you're watching it with the Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole.
Hello.
And Yvie.
Hello.
This is Out of Mind.
This indeed is Out of Mind. So this is the return of Sue-Ann Braun, spoiler alert, as Hathor.
Yep.
Such a cool set.
And this was written by Jonathan Glasner and Brad Wright and directed by Martin Wood. This is our second Stargate clip show, and for those playing at home, it contains clips from 10 episodes.
I rather like clip shows, so I'm quite excited to see, a recap of what we've got going on.
Yeah.
Also, this lovely actress was in
hate this
Supernatural
episode.
as a phenomenal returning character that I can't remember the name of, but she was great.
Okay.
So some people may recognize her from there. She was in the early
Yeah.
seasons. So
So apparently this episode may have been inspired by the film 36 Hours from 1964, which starred James Garner, and it was co-written by Roald Dahl.
Okay.
It
Whoa.
was based on a short story of his called Beware of the Dog.
Wow.
And it was about an American major who was kidnapped by the Germans and made to believe that World War II was over so they could extract information about the Allied invasion of Europe. This is actually kind of our second Roald Dahl reference in 2 weeks because there
I was
was
gonna say,
elements
yeah.
of one of his stories and one false step as well.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember you mentioning it.
Yeah.
Twilight Zone the Brad Wright version did episodes like this all the time with
Yeah.
prisoners to try and get information out of them. So there's a one with Nicole DeBoer and Robert Patrick that is great.
Yep.
So this guy actually touched the what I assume is a cryogenic freezer. He touched it with his hands. So I don't know
Well,
if
he's
you'd
a
want to do
Jaffa,
that.
so
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting that while they're pulling them out of the stasis, they're maintaining the masquerade, even though everyone who's there, is fully aware of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
But I guess
Yeah.
it's for our benefit that until he comes out of the cryostasis, they don't speak in Gould.
It's
So-
an
Yes.
interesting plot twist. Like I remember watching this and being like, "Whoa!" Because I think how did I watch this initially? I think I watched it on I downloaded it on iTunes. I purchased it through there, but I
Yeah.
initially saw on YouTube a clip.
Oh,
Of,
okay.
this is how long back I'm going of the next episode thing they had on the DVDs.
Because remember,
So it'd be
everyone,
next
she
week
watched
on
it out of
Stargate
order.
SG-1, yeah. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing this going, whoa, that looks incredible. Like, whoa. And then I was like, another time travel episode. And then I watched it and went, oh, never mind, I'm disappointed.
Oh,
It's
on the
a- yeah,
DVDs,
it's a-
you
it's
had
a
a
big
next
one.
on Stargate SG-1?
Yes.
You had
yes.
previews?
Yes. And I can,
Interesting.
I can maybe
Okay.
video call you and show you them sometime.
Oh, okay.
Very cool.
Well, apparently in the Region 2 DVD box set, this episode was actually called Out of Hand instead of Out of Mind.
What?
What?
That term doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
Isn't
It
Region
doesn't
2
work at all.
Europe?
You tell me. I actually don't
I think
know
it
about
is.
Region.
And I'm telling you, my DVD don't say that. So,
Well,
Out
it
of
might have
hand.
been a really
that, like,
early
offhand?
version of the DVD.
yeah. No idea. I do want
I
to
mean,
say
Out of Hand is-
importantly, that's it, Samantha Ferris. That's the actress's name.
That's
Love
her.
her. I just wanted to say, additionally, this episode is full of some mini Sam and Jack moments.
Yeah.
So Evie and I will
Yes,
be like dying
I know.
inside.
I
So-
will. I'll be internally screaming. I'll try not to vocalize my.
This is a
screaming,
great Sam and Jack episode, and they really did
It
push
is.
that.
They
Mark-
did,
Mark
yeah.
Stewart
They
and
did.
Amanda and Rick
I
did.
remember reading that.
Yep.
Yeah. This episode also marks the first appearance slash usage of a CGI Goa'uld symbiote, and the first appearance usage of a memory recall device.
Correct.
Yes, classic.
Used
And
to
also
recall
it's
the
the-
Nox planet in a new render. They retconned the look.
Yes, I have that in my notes as well. Yeah, they did. They changed the look of the city, and it also rotates slightly. And it's the first time we see Daniel in short hair as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Coming into his own.
Yep. Lockwatcher, did Cryo have to be real? Could they not just drug them and make it look like Cryo? Is that after, or just a bluff? I mean, I don't know, depending on the Gould's level of technology. That's my issue with it. It's like, while there's no one in the room, while they're still unconscious, they're still talking in English and pretending to be who they are.
Yes.
But I mean, it's a season finale. They've obviously gone out of their way to up the quality of what we're seeing in terms of sets and content and uniforms here and everything else. They're going balls to the walls on a redress of the set. So I mean, I buy it. So I'm watching this episode for the first time, and obviously we're thinking, wow, if this is really real, Hammond is long dead, Frasier's everyone's gone. You're processing the consequences of a move forward in time for this guy. So
we just missed another Wizard of Oz reference. Jack said there's no place like home. So in 2077, this reference would be 138 years old.
Christ.
I suspect they'd still be familiar with it.
Yeah, it's too much of a classic.
Yeah.
I will say the fact that this is all fake is like a really good twist, but it definitely makes the episode fall flatter for me in terms of my enjoyment. Like I'm always like disappointed to discover that. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like when I was watching I don't want to spoil it, but the show Ascension has a really weird twist in it, and it made me like the show a little bit less, but I also still loved it, and I was on a very weird middle ground where I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about this
The
twist.
series Ascension or the episode Ascension?
The miniseries Ascension, sorry, the miniseries with Trisha Helfer. Phenomenal sci-fi show. 6 episodes. Really good.
I don't know. I think this episode's kind of a little bit meta.
Yeah.
Because they obviously, like he's walking through different sets and they just embrace it as being different sets. And, you're supposed to believe that it's just different areas of like the mothership or something made to look like the SGC.
Yeah.
The facility. Yeah. Yeah. Just Gould.
And Jack obviously makes that comment later on about how it's a cheap set.
Yeah.
It's like just kind of poking fun at the whole institution.
Yeah. I always found it strange that the guy's uniform is like the kind of gold with the kind of rounded gold edge. It's always just reminds me of like the serpent, the Gould serpent thing, like that kind of design. So I was like, you could have picked something a little bit more like, I don't know, less Gould.
Less Gouldy.
Yeah, I don't know.
They do like gold, don't they?
Yeah, and it's the way it curves. I'm just like, that's way too sus for me.
Looks a little bit serpent-like.
Yeah. Also, the patch on his shoulder is like a bit orange. Is that implying
gold.
Global
warming?
We
sold a couple of them at PropWorks, so it's the gold aesthetic of.
I was going to say, if it was a global warming joke, that would have been hilarious.
No, it's to lean on the fact that these are Goulds.
Yeah, they really shouldn't have made everything so gold.
And one Tok'ra. So
yeah,
I loved that twist. That was great.
Yes, it was a good twist.
That was a good twist. That's my favorite thing.
And I love how it really looks like it hurts going in.
It does. Yeah. It really does.
And a lot of that is
kind of look like a thumbtack.
So. Right. Exactly.
No, that's what I always think of.
This is an electric nose hair trimmer.
Yep.
Star Wars did the same thing. Always choosing trimmers. Says the Tok'ra.
Yes.
It's always just big suspicious when they keep filling you with drugs after they wake you up from this supposed
I didn't realize that there's a bit of blood where it went in. Usually you don't see that.
Yeah.
Is that a little bit of blood there?
You're right.
Yeah.
Look at that. I never noticed that either. Good on you.
They just didn't bother after that. Yo, David.
He's really going like embracing the different accents from all those countries he's been to. Although you haven't been to Australia.
Not yet.
You need to change that.
I'm working on it.
So we're gonna see the Knox City revisited in just a moment.
Jed Ted. Jack feels like Captain America right now.
Oh God, yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Maybe we'll be able to summon those screens, like TV screens, in our near future.
That'd be
You know,
nice.
just by thinking about it.
4 years ahead of us, you know?
Yeah, it's not that far.
Ah, the Knox.
The Knocks infuriate me in a nice way. You know, they're just so peaceful. It's annoying.
Well, you can only do so much with them.
It
you know?
makes
That's
you
the
filled
thing.
with rage.
They're not
They
conducive
just won't
to
fight
moving
back.
forward with stories.
Yeah.
That's a cool effect.
The fact that they chose this as a season finale, I wouldn't mind it like too much as an
Yeah.
episode, but yeah, it is
Do
a
you
bit.
know why
you know.
they decided to update the graphics? Was it just because they could?
I suppose the wide shot
Oh,
wasn't,
God,
and
yeah,
now
I
this
hate it.
one is.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Jonathan was
I
probably
forgot
like,
how
you
much I
know
didn't
what,
like
that
it.
one sucked. So for the bigger shots, let's go ahead and update it.
I don't
didn't
like the way
notice
that it just
first one
changed.
was the same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's
It's
infuriating
spinning too
me.
fast.
Yeah,
So-
Mm,
I'd be getting nauseous on there.
yeah, me too.
I always found this really weird. Like, this is what Hathor's doing with her time. She's like trying to trick them into giving her information and like on the goings on of the galaxy at the moment. I always found it just a bit too much effort. You
Yeah.
know, like who goes
All
through this
because-
much effort?
Her breath doesn't work on them anymore.
Yeah, she could have just sent a couple of
Yes.
spies to some planets to do some reconnaissance, find out the way of things, talk to some locals, maybe.
I'm hearing
Ask
my
what's
my
going
dad
on,
in
so-
the back of my head. You gotta buy it.
You've got to
Yeah.
buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ah,
otherwise you're
Thor's
just ruin
chariot.
it.
Yeah, I don't really buy it, but I like seeing Hathor again.
We've
so I'm not mad.
watched all of these. My God.
I know.
I know. Look at us, guys.
Member
Locke watcher-
berries,
uh-oh,
guys. Member
Nicole is not
berries.
going to like this. The Nox.
Member
I don't hate
Thor.
the Nox. I just don't love them. I love Teal'c's like, whoa, it's the Asgard.
Yeah.
And this is pre Fifth Race, so
Correct.
this is super
Mhm.
cool.
It is a pretty sweet vessel.
Dan Ben said, I remember when I was younger, there was Stargate videos VHS. You could get normal or widescreen.
You could
I
get
don't
widescreen
know.
VHS.
If you could get widescreen, that's amazing. My DVDs for SG-1 season 1, the individual ones I got with my magazines, were all widescreen.
Yeah.
But all my standard box set ones are all square.
They're full
Ah.
screen.
Yeah,
I'll be
I
darned.
couldn't
I've
believe
never
it.
had
Wow.
a full screen other than broadcast on network.
I gotta show you, it blew my mind.
Yes.
I could be
It,
wrong,
it does a
but
big deal about it.
with the little Asgard that peered around the corner,
Yes.
that was where in the original version you could see the string.
they
I
take it
couldn't see the
out?
string. I couldn't see the string, but
Really?
maybe I wasn't looking
Bless you.
carefully
Thank you.
enough.
Yeah, I just want to say with the DVDs I had that came with the magazine, they always had a big MGM intro where it was
course.
like MGM widescreen, and I was like, oh, I guess this is a big deal.
Like the Dolby surround sound where there's like all that.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'll do
Big
video
noise
so you
and
can
everything.
see.
Ah.
Man, this is more flashback than I remember.
This is the thing.
It's a
Out of
lot
Mind
of
is a lot
flashbacks.
of clip show, and that's what makes this finale so weak, and it's infuriating. It's another reason why I don't like season 2 very much, because a lot of the episodes are quite cringy, or just a bit like not so well written in my opinion. Or you're
Like a
doing
5%
this.
new
In your
material.
opinion, yeah.
In my opinion, this is my problem. Like this, the other thing. It's like it all adds up for me not liking it very much.
Yeah, I just get a little bit bored in some clip shows, especially when they're so heavy.
Yeah.
Like this is like 5% new material.
This one's running way too long.
yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I don't need to see this much of this.
Yeah, I mean I went through this episode just last night just to make notes. And yeah, some of the clips do run very long.
That's the thing that I appreciated about, later on.
Yes.
The clips were tighter.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Oh, Dan
think
Ben said
even,
at the end we
if I'm-
should. Sorry, Evie, go.
No, you go.
I'm just saying, Dan Ben said we should do at the end, discuss which is our favorite clip that they shared from the flashbacks. Carry on, Evie.
I was just gonna say, correct me if I'm wrong, but Atlantis, they only had one clip show in 5 seasons?
Yeah, wasn't it the Pegasus? No, that's not Pegasus Project. It's Letters from Pegasus.
Well, that's not entirely true. There's was it Judgment?
I don't remember.
They only have
Trial?
1 or 2. They don't have one. They don't have one per season though.
Right, correct.
No.
I think it's just the trial. Yeah, you're right. It's the trial one.
They don't have a lot
Correct.
by comparison, in my opinion.
Catherine agrees.
This is, I'm not gonna lie, just any excuse to see
clips.
Torment of Tantalus. Any excuse. Okay,
This
already,
is Stargate right here. This is what makes Stargate.
Literally, right? This has made this episode 10% better already.
Well, we all rated this episode a 7.
Literally.
I love Elizabeth Hoffman. I will when
so
she
phenomenal,
goes, I will weep.
so sweet. I love her so much.
I talked about the time I brought her flowers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this episode, I think this episode is one of the reasons season 1 is so incredible. Like, all the fresh ideas is what makes me love season 1 so much. And seeing Torment of Tantalus and There But for the Grace of Gods, both with Elizabeth Hoffman, which goes to show how incredible she adds so much to these episodes.
Oh, she's amazing. She's
I
wonderful.
love them so much. The fact that both her episodes are like 7s is
correct.
I love her. Like, she elevates it. They all are doing an amazing job. You know, I love it. I cannot compliment season 1 enough, especially because of this episode.
Yep. Yeah. The show had it figured out. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Raj Luther said, I have to disagree with you, Nicole. Clip shows can be done right, can be beneficial and fun for the viewers. No, I agree. I agree. The thing is, when SG-1 does it, it always feels really lazy and annoying.
Well,
So,
I mean, one of my favorite clip shows is Citizen Joe. I mean, that's an example.
Yeah, that's a great
Citizen
one.
Joe.
I love
That's
Citizen
done.
Joe.
Yeah.
But I mean,
And
it took
wouldn't
them
work without
7
that.
or 8 seasons to get to get
true.
to that good clip show.
Oh, the clips are they're fluctuating, everyone.
Yeah, I really do enjoy flashback episodes and like a clip show time. It's just it's got to like I don't know. You can't make the clips too long without new information. You know, like it's just a bit frustrating. Like, the great thing about Threshold with Teal'c is that you're getting some clips that you've never seen before, but then you get the clips of the first day when you met SG-1, and then you're like, oh, I'm reliving this experience, but from a different angle,
a different context. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what makes it so interesting. So if you can do me a clip show, do it, and then add something that's actually going to make me care. You know, like in politics, I didn't need so many clips in politics.
Yeah.
And
I
now
think
it's like,
the
okay,
clips
what
are
the
longer
heck
in this
is going
episode
on
than they were
now,
in
guys?
politics.
Yes, that's true. Yes,
and this is what makes this like, this is the big twist moment.
Daniel's new haircut, guys.
Right, absolutely.
Was it Daniel or Sam first?
It's Daniel.
Yeah.
And the freeze, froze off most of his hair.
Is that our first time seeing him shirtless?
He's gloriously hairless.
Where's Jean Diada? She loves Michael Shanks. She has not mentioned all the shirtless yet. I think this is an important moment. Jean Diada said, I like the clip shows. I forget how much happened in a season by the end. I think I just watched SG-1 so much. I really don't enjoy clip shows.
Yeah, well, I guess we view it differently because we are able to watch the season consecutively. But if you're waiting, as the episodes are released,
then it's okay.
On TV, then it's a bit different because you have forgotten. And you'll notice, obviously, Carter is able to talk straight away after she's defrosted, in comparison to Jack and Daniel that take a lot longer. And the theory is because it's the Naquadah in her blood.
I appreciate that Jack and Daniel's nips were out, and they've kindly left Sam's quite high up for her modesty.
Well, you have to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't at this point, but it's
yeah. Also, there was kind of, I couldn't really quite see it, but there was kind of a goof there. Apparently, when she's removed from the tube, her head is on the left of screen, but then her head is on the right of screen when she comes to.
Oh, fair point.
Jean Diada said, yes, I freeze that frame a lot. Lol, referring to Daniel shirtless in the thing. So, yes, I knew it. I know you so well, Jean Diada. Hogwarts had
so
better way. Sorry, Evie, you and I are going at the same time. Do you want to go first?
That's okay. You can go.
No, Evie, stop doing that. Go first.
No, I was just gonna say, so it's kind of incorrectly regarded as a goof, but Dr. Rawley's ignorance of Apophis. So, as she's later identified as being a Tok'ra, then you'd assume that she would know that Apophis is already dead. And Hathor and her Jafar didn't know, so she kind of has to keep up that pretense. And she also probably suspected that he wasn't truly dead anyway because of Sokar.
Yes.
Would have preferred Apophis to be serving him alive than dead.
I think the thing that we're supposed to take away with this is that Hathor has been so out of the loop with the System Lords and with the goings on in the galaxy that they just didn't know.
Took over a year to finally start kicking up a stink.
Yeah, who knows how long she's been undercover with them.
So Hogwarts is talking about 1969 and he just said, better way for me to explain why I don't like 69. Instead of it being an episode with jokes, it feels like the episode is a joke. My God! Ted said that Samantha Ferris recently was in New Tales from the Borderlands, which is a video game based on the Borderlands franchise, which is really interesting.
Oh, okay.
And look, watch, Jack gets to wear clothes nobody else does. Yeah, Sam came out and she's wearing that damn blanket, and they just
Daniel. Started right away with them.
Yeah, the non-absorbent silver blanket.
Yeah.
I had not seen these episodes when this episode had aired, so I had
this was all new material.
Yeah. So.
I had actually, so I think in my backwards way of watching it, I think I saw this episode before I saw a lot of season 2, but I'd seen all of season 1, so there weren't any issues there. Because I didn't watch season 2 in order, because I'm a lunatic.
No, you just had those silly magazines.
I didn't have a season 2. I watched season 2 based on the pocket money I got given.
Got it.
But like on my nan, I'd give my nan the pocket money and say, "Can I use your card to buy these episodes on iTunes because these ones sound interesting?"
Aww.
And I'd have to pick and choose which ones I wanted to see. There's CGI Alexis for some reason.
Yep.
We explained it last time we watched it, but it always threw me off.
Did.
Feature film rings.
Yeah.
So.
I feel like this shot looks better. I feel like these shots all look better. Did they like make them better for the end of season 2?
Yeah, they might have.
They probably cleaned up a couple of
slightly.
Things. Yeah.
It feels a bit more HD. Like I feel like I can properly, look at them without it being an eyesore.
It's possible. Woo, boom.
Good shot. I love
John
that shot.
Gadecki.
It's great.
Great work, John.
Thank you, John. The end of Apophis. Man, don't die.
Which act?
Yeah.
Which act?
Way cool. I can't wait to get to him.
We're so scared.
It was intense.
Yeah?
Hadn't seen this episode yet.
Oh my goodness, you're so many. I'm writing down a list of how many we're flashing back to. Like, as in which ones they are.
This was, I remember watching this show. I'm like, I missed a good episode.
Yeah. This was a cool moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hera rocks up for 2 minutes to just,
And O'Neill's, figured
sassy.
out the low speed shield.
I love that he still carries that forward from the
Nox.
Nox.
Yeah. And I love how subtle they just insert her here.
They do,
Don't play it too big, but we definitely gotta.
Yeah, let's not act like it's her.
Yeah. Then of course
it's great because it's almost like we know something's up, right? So we're all trying to figure out, if we hadn't seen this episode yet, who it is that's up to no good.
Yep.
Yeah, well, you got to think like who has like intimate knowledge of the base, enough knowledge to be able to replicate it.
In this level,
but she is so beautiful. Yeah. When I was a kid, I was like, I want to be her, but obviously less obsessed with procreating Gould.
Did anyone else have a concern that when she pulled off that outer layer, what was going to be underneath? Like, I remember the first time I was watching, it's like, what's about to happen?
I was a kid, so I was like, I didn't even question that TV may not show boobs. I didn't even question it. So when it didn't,
it's also not as big a deal in Europe as it is in the US.
No, but I think England's still got a bit of a stick up its bum about nudity sometimes.
Really?
Depends on the day.
Not like us.
Yeah, it's a bit. Not like you.
At least not like us in the late 90s. So. I mean,
I don't like her wig in this episode. I love, as in Hathor, I love her wig in Out of Mind. They like perfected
really?
that wig the
I
second
think
That's
time.
true.
No, for me it's the opposite.
No,
Really?
I don't like the way
Okay.
it's cropped. Like, look at it. It looks a bit like meth. Like they cropped the fringe really badly. Like Hathor would not have her fringe like that. She would, by fringe I mean bangs. I'm English.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like,
I don't
Um,
know. When
what?
I saw when I first saw Out of Mind, I thought it was a different actress playing Hathor.
Oh, I mean, her makeup is so much better in this episode, and like
Yeah.
her hair is better. It's like she went to the salon, you know, and was like, "Let me just spruce up my." She's beautiful no matter what, but she's
So
definitely
that's what she
like,
did.
you know,
Like she went through the gate and went straight to the salon.
Right.
literally. That's why she took so long to do this.
Right.
She's been too busy trying to find the right hairstyle to go for, like trying to fix her bangs. See, that's like a straight cut across,
Those
and like when
suck.
I just can't deal with it. Yeah, they weren't great early on.
They finally fixed them in season 8. Was that her, or was that a stunt double falling into the tank?
I don't know.
Huh.
Well, I was going through Reddit and someone was commenting on this episode and they said something about Amanda Tapping wearing a wig, and I was like, I don't think she's wearing a wig. I think that's her actual hair.
In this episode,
Yeah, no, in
Yeah,
that episode.
in that-
but
no,
they were
that's her
talking
hair.
about
Sam,
this
I'm
episode.
pretty sure that
and
was
the
always her
flashback
hair.
to the other episode. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I thought as well.
also you can always tell when it's a wig in this show. You know,
Especially her wigs. Her wigs
It literally-
get, like, progressively worse.
yeah. I will say Daniel's haircut in this episode is not it. I look forward to the days when he like fixes it a little bit, tidies it up. You know, get progressively hotter throughout the show. Hey, everything's
Man.
okay.
One of these is not like the others.
Yeah.
Yes.
This gives me warm and fuzzies. This makes me happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel really sad for him because he just doesn't realize how much time has passed. It's what, been like 3 weeks or something?
Mm.
Yeah.
And he just thinks it was, hours ago.
If I'm remembering correctly, I don't think Christopher's contract was yet renewed for season 3. If I'm not
Whoa,
mistaken,
okay.
I may be wrong
Is
about
that why
that. When
his
I get him
role
on the
was a bit
show, I'm going to
smaller?
double check because of the way
Okay.
that it ends. I think that they were getting ready to potentially write him out.
Oh,
that
you can't
makes
do
sense,
that.
I guess.
He
But I
wasn't.
mean, they got to cover all their bases.
He wasn't happy in his life at this point in his life with the work on the show as much as he would be in later years. He had a lot. You have to understand. He had a lot going on personally, and so he was going through a few things, and I think he just wanted to keep his options open. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why they wrote it the way that they did at the end of the episode. So.
Recording in progress.
Oh, I think we lost. I think we may have lost everyone, guys. So we're just.
Did we lose the feed? Are we okay?
Are you still there?
Yep.
Okay, that
So,
was
yeah,
interesting.
That was weird.
Yeah. All right.
Jean Diada says Daniel's haircut was that way because he was doing a stage play of Hamlet at the time. I look
Really?
at you with the Michael Shanks facts. I love it.
Wow.
Very good. Very interesting. So Jean Diada's my go-to Michael Shanks person, I've realized. So
I thought, yeah, I probably wrong. I thought the Hamlet thing was a little bit later.
So did I.
Because
I thought it was
around
yeah,
season
because
6.
I thought he gave up Stargate because of Hamlet.
to do theatre. Yeah, that's what I thought.
But
But
happy
it,
to
That
be
is a
it
wrong.
long
makes sense
story.
if his hair's that way for that. I can't imagine Teal getting written out. I remember the weirdest thing. I had the season 8 DVDs of SG-1, and on it are some behind the scenes called The Last Day of Teal'c, because they weren't sure they were getting a season 9. So they were like wrapping up some Mobius stuff of Christopher Judge, and I remember watching it, not knowing if there was a season 9, going,
Yeah.
what?
Exactly.
This can't
I
be
was
finished.
massively concerned. Yeah.
Yeah, the end of the RDA and Greenberg era, that was a big deal.
Yeah. I think the fact is, Stargate was the kind of show that was so well written that you could go without the RDA Greenberg era of Stargate.
Correct.
You can go without it and it still works beautifully. And that's what makes Stargate so good, is that I could carry on watching it with any cast members, and I was so happy. Like, it was still good because they were so good at writing compelling characters. So they could have written Teal'c out and tried to write somebody else. It wouldn't have been the same, but we would have learned
relatively
to get over
seamless transition.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job. But I'm glad we didn't lose Teal'c ever, because he's Bay. I honestly losing RDA was a lot,
he goes from here where he might not be in the next season to then being in the most episodes of any member of SG-1.
It's funny how things work out.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of a Guawul's conversation. I tried to translate it using the Guawul translator. And it makes no sense.
I wouldn't think so.
And some of the words I couldn't translate.
Are you going to translate
what I came up with was my identity, attention, wait. That's what.
Wow, they're arguing about that, giving away that they're Guawul's.
And then the second, like the reply, I couldn't translate that at all, except for the words that also occurred in the first sentence. I couldn't translate rock or knoll. I don't know what those mean, but I guess in context, it seems as though they're arguing over when to execute the next move, because they're saying the word wait keeps on coming up.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's just like, wait a minute.
Karate chop.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Owie.
So I wrote down in my note, by the way, it's about 20 minutes of this episode so far has been flashbacks.
Yes.
20 minutes.
Yeah. It's like half the episode. Jeez. Hogwarts said, as much as I hated Shanks leaving, it led to so much amazing lore for the show. I can't imagine Stargate any other way. Honestly, Jonas in season 6 was so great. I'm really sad
they really like Jonas.
They went, oh, Daniel's back, bin off Jonas. Like, no.
Yeah.
Like, much like season 9 and 10.
Bad.
They could have kept him.
SG-1.
I mean, they filled the same role. So
I know, but Jonas was like Daniel's like a Padawan, he was like he's learning to be archaeologist, it's really sweet. And they had such a good bromance. I loved it.
But I mean, casts are expensive. If you're gonna add another lead, one of the reasons that it works with Vala in seasons 9 and 10, because Cam takes over RDA, and I'm sure they did not charge him as much. He didn't.
I was going to say, yeah. Did both of them fill?
Is that Vala fills a different position? So she's the comic relief, and by seasons 9 and 10, MGM were also financially supplementing the show, so they had more money, which is interesting because in the season 9 storyline, the House Ways and Means Committee, or whichever branch of the government, was giving Stargate Command less money to send to Atlantis to divert the
right. Here come some of my favorite moments.
I kind of like that they just sort of embrace the fact that their sets are quite close together. Just like lean into it.
Yeah,
that's it exactly.
Yeah.
Thank God no one was using an elevator during all their wandering around, because that would have given it away immediately. I always thought this was dumb. I was like, oh Christ. Like, you could have at least put like a fake wall in,
Maybe they have one, but it's been put away for now. So
maybe.
Great shot. I love that.
I liked the lengthening.
Cool.
Yeah.
Makes
the corridor look really long, and then also suggests what he's thinking. Like, holy
Indiana
crap.
said, I have a love-hate relationship with the Vala character.
A lot of
I
people
will
do.
forever love Vala. She is iconic. My favorite addition to SG-1.
She reminds me of you.
I know. Where do you think I get it from?
And
I grew
back
up
to
watching her
the
the most. So.
hiding behind the walls trope from
Yes,
end of
a
season
serpent's
1.
lair and within the serpent's grasp.
You've
we're
just
back.
got to make use of the fact that they have very narrow fields of vision.
Yep.
Yes.
So, like, something simple like hiding behind a wall is actually quite effective.
I love the ends of the staff weapons being converted into lights here. And this
Me
is something
too.
that's
That's cool.
used for the next several seasons.
Yeah. He's like freaking out. He's like, oh, okay, right.
Horus
crap.
and serpents?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
going on there? Look at him. He's like, is this a door? Is this a door? This more wall? All these copied and pasted corridors. The same corridor over and over.
Absolutely. Just shoot it differently.
Yeah. I do love that. Like, the way that Stargate managed to save so much money is phenomenal.
Yeah. Why use 4 corridors when 1 corridor will do?
Back to Serpent's Lair again. I always found it weird that like Sam in a moment is going to be like, oh yeah, kind of reminds me of, and he's like, no, set that thing off, and like it gets that off for him, and I'm like, it doesn't look anything like the corridors in Serpent's Lair. Be quiet. It's way more golden.
But it's just, remember when? You know? That's
Yeah,
really what
remember when
is.
it didn't look like that, so stop flashing back.
Exactly.
It's like it's so frustrating. Like, I get maybe like the structure is like very similar still with the weird like angle of the triangle. See, look, there's the purple lighting. See, it's very futuristic. Yeah, I noticed that Jack's was like the standard white, and then like Sam's is like purple. They all have like a different section that's all different colors.
Yeah, well, they're using gels to tweak the sets.
Yeah.
So.
So this is kind of a goof. If you note the size of the guard in comparison to RDA, they kind of look like they might be roughly the same height. But this guard's clothes are not really a guard, I don't know what you would like to call him, an assistant scientist or whatever. He appears to be around the same size as RDA, but then his clothes miraculously fit Carter, who's
They
obviously
don't really
shorter.
fit though. Have you
That's
seen
true.
how badly
They
fit?
do mostly fit though. They look maybe a little bit
They're
bigger
very
around
big.
the shoulders,
Oh,
but
here we go.
it's not really that much bigger.
Toucher. I mean, what? Is it respectfully save her life? You love to see it. Yes. Oh, look, you see,
Respectfully
look at
save
that.
her life.
Look at that. just skin on skin contact. I can't believe it. Yes, touch.
Yeah, I know. I love the
Oh, I love
arm.
this. Oh my god.
Here I am.
My heart. Oh, throwback to Message in a Bottle. Is that what we're about to see?
Yeah.
Yep. This is the
Remember
first
the
time,
last time
I
he was in
ever saw
danger.
this clip. I saw this clip.
Okay. Well, that's
and
a pretty
went,
intense
what is
moment
that?
then.
Yeah, I was very excited to see Message in a Bottle, and to be honest, like I didn't
Ooh.
like it, but I like it more as I get older. Jack must be really loving the throwback of this.
Don't try to think too much. I know it'll be hard for you.
Yeah, that's very hard for her.
Jed Ted bring up a great fact. Yes, Claudia Black was Admiral Zen in Mass Effect. She was one of the
The look! Nicole, you're ruining the look.
I'm seeing the look. Don't you worry.
Trade
Great
clothes with
moment.
that
Yeah,
guy.
don't look at her cleavage. But yeah, anyway, Claudia Black is in Mass Effect. Great. She's part of oh my god, what's the species called? Something. Oh my god, I'm so exhausted. I've only got Star Wars on the brain now. Quarian. God damn it, that's what it was.
Quarian?
Yeah, Quarian. Species is Quarian.
Interesting.
Look, see, she's like, oh, hello, yeah. Yeah, she's Quarian in Mass Effect. Very, very cool, very cool. Oh, unnecessary pulling
Shipper
against
moment.
the wall. Shipper moment. I love it.
Yep.
It's so
Martin Wood talks about this moment, though.
Yes.
unnecessary touching. We love it.
I know.
Well, I mean,
my shipper-
they knew that they had shippers, and they tried to get them in, situations where the Air Force would be cool with it, but they still, at the same time, wanted to acknowledge the closeness.
Yes.
By showing
He does
couple
hold
moments
us for
of
a little bit too
closeness.
long.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
great. I can
appreciate.
feel the sexual tension.
I know.
Jesus.
My shipper cup runneth over, guys.
I went through a period when I was 16, 17, where I think I was 17, where I was like, man, I need to go back and like scour SG-1 for all the moments and keep a log of it.
Why do you think I wrote fan fiction? Like,
Yeah,
I
and-
literally like used to just dedicate so much time to rewatching like shipper moments over
Which
and
I
over and over again.
respect Daniel's areas, Red. I remember I was trying to track all the episodes, the big shipper moments, and I remember watching Beneath the Surface and being like, I never realized how shippery this is, and I like
Shippery.
died.
It's very shippery. Watch your footing.
Massively.
I think I just missed it when I was a kid. I wasn't like mature enough to acknowledge it.
1999. One of the
some of them quite subtle.
references to actual
To the year,
dates.
yes.
Yeah.
So Jack's about to make his throwaway comment about the cheap set.
And he kicks the Stargate. It's fake.
Oh, no, he goes like, damn, cost cutter or something, right?
Yeah, he does
The
cost cutting.
door.
Yeah,
there it
so
is.
that's obviously a bit of a meta comment by the writers in reference to the
Yes.
cost cutting on this episode as a clip show.
Damn cost cutter.
Damn cost- And yeah, you're right. When he taps the gate and he's just like, it's not real. And you're just like, well, it's the actual gate that you use all the time.
Isn't it Pierre Bernard who went up to the gate in a behind the scenes season 8? He taps and goes, hey, wait a minute, this is plastic. That's the first time I learned that the SG-1
That's
gate
right.
is made of plastic. I watched that. See, look, Sam's stuff is really like
It's not that big though.
The bottoms fit okay, but the top is like too big for me.
They could have kept the railing from a production point of view. They could have kept the railing in from 1969.
I was
the
wondering why they
future.
didn't take the
Might as
1969
well, you know?
vibe
Yeah, they could have
and use
done.
it.
I would
Missed
have.
opportunity.
We would have bought it as an audience even more, having just seen
Literally.
that episode.
That's
It feels
true.
bizarre. Maybe they shot them out of sequence and didn't think about it.
Or the Gould wouldn't have actually. Oh, there she is. Wouldn't have actually had that knowledge of the future.
See, look at this wig. It is on point. It is perfect. The other one
Really?
looked chopped in a silly way. This one is like, oh, look at that. You've clearly been to the salon.
So do you think so the Hathor's ability to cloak herself, it's very similar to like the Ritu technology?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's just very similar.
Maybe she and
Like, did she
Nitty were,
acquire
like,
it from them?
besties.
Yeah,
well, Nitty
maybe.
nicked it, didn't she? So
Yeah, true.
also like Hathor's eye makeup. Like, look at that.
Yep.
That's very like
Very
Egyptian.
Egyptian.
Like
Beautiful.
last time she
Yeah.
didn't have that. This time it's
Nope.
like, oof, yes.
Now, she's been buried in Mexico for how many years? So
Look, she could have gone into the hole with a fabulous look and been frozen in time, David.
that's
You
true.
know. I hope I look that good when I die.
In a cryostasis pit.
Yeah, shove me in one of those.
You'll be dead, but you'll look fantastic.
Yes.
Exactly.
Leave a good looking corpse.
Urias Tosh said Hathor is really goofy in retrospect. Please explain. Jean Diada earlier mentioned briefly, I think, that this should have been Nirti, not Hathor. And then she says the cloaking is another reason it should have been Nirti, not Hathor. That's a good excuse.
Nirti's not
Yeah, but
Nirti's not a thing yet.
Yeah, she was in
No.
until
Wait
season
2
3, sadly.
episodes.
So yeah, I love
I
this. Comic.
love this too.
Get her some breath mints.
That woman needs some Tic Tacs.
Yeah. I do love this, that Hathor is a make love not war kind of god.
Yeah.
So she's like, I want to align with the Asgard. Like, they really should have been like, yeah, because Fair Game is all about aligning with the Asgard to do the Protective Planets Treaty. Hathor could have been part of this, and I would have been A-okay with it.
Well,
you know?
she played her cards more like Ball did in later seasons, she could have absolutely come off as an ally.
Yeah.
And then just
Yeah.
screwed
Wasn't it-
everyone years and years later.
Wasn't it that RDA didn't want Hathor back? Not because of any gripes with the actress or anything, but
don't
simply that he
remember.
just didn't like her character.
I'm not
I
I
entirely
keep hearing
sure.
about this from people where they're like, yeah, he just wanted Hathor to get written out, like finally get rid of her.
I
And
don't
was like,
think
why?
that there were some in the writing staff who were just not crazy about the character. So-
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I love Hathor so much. She's she's a really interesting Gould because she's like, everyone else is very like warmongering
Ooh,
about their approach
CGI.
to stuff.
That
Yeah.
symbiote is way too big.
Yeah.
It is massive. Yeah.
The
And it-
scale
yeah,
for
the
later
CGI is
seasons
not
wrong.
great.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Uh-oh. Yeah, I just love Hathor. I think she's great. I think that her trying
To be
to
continued.
take over with love not war is
Yeah.
so unique for the Gould.
The,
And it makes me love her more.
The only kind of issue I had with this was the kind of integration of the memories, aka the clips from previous episodes. I think it could have been done like a little bit better, because the overall plot is reasonably entertaining, but sometimes the so-called memories are from like the wrong perspective, like that particular character viewing them with them seeing it like that way.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I also think it leaves a lot of like unanswered questions, like who did Hathor steal the guards and technology from? How did Hathor acquire the memory device? How did Hathor know where to find SG-1 and ambush them?
Yeah.
She was at the salon and her hairdressers gave her some great ideas. You know those ladies love to talk.
There's a lot of gossip in salons. So
literally,
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
Much like when you were in the salon when you got the call to do Wormhole Extremists.
Yes, totally.
That's season 2, everyone. Out of mind. On to season 3. Okay. Well done. Come on
I actually forgot how much I enjoy this episode. Like, despite it being a clip show, and there are so many... The clip show makes me want to talk about the other things that we've seen, you know? Like, we talked about Catherine.
Nostalgic.
We talked about Hathor. We talked about the future and the changing dynamics and the potential of Christopher Judge leaving and all these fun facts. I've learned a lot watching this episode. It's made me enjoy this episode more than I usually do. So, damn this channel for making this so enjoyable. I really don't enjoy it that much normally.
Yeah, damn this channel for like shedding light onto an episode you previously disregarded, and for also taking you away from your Xbox.
I would like to just make mention of the fact that William left.
Oh yeah, William left at some point.
He was like here for
hello.
Yeah, here for
the end of 69.
And he's like, okay, I'm out. So
yeah,
all right.
He's yeeted.
You yeeted. Yes, Evie, keep using yeet, my love. I love you so much.
I'm probably using it way out of context.
No,
anyway,
you're not. You use
just showing my age.
You're doing it so well. I could not be more proud of you. Okay.
There you go.
So good.
Hilarious.
All right. Well done.
So I guess we'll talk ratings.
Yes.
I think I'm gonna have to go like maybe like a 2 or a 3.
I'm thinking the same thing, only because it's like it comes back from being shoddy by some of the cool little moments and the shipper moments until it's dramatic departure.
Yes, I think I'm going to go a 3, but I'm only giving it 1 extra chevron because it is a shipper episode in parts.
I think I'm going to do the same.
And I love and appreciate that.
Yeah, I watch it in my rewatch of it mainly because it's shippery. I could pretty much just watch the last 10 minutes and then watch the season 3 starter, but you know, I'm going to do the whole thing. Also, Tom and a Tantalus is mentioned in it and seen. So I'm just like warm and fuzzies. So, you know, I also wrote down a list of the episodes that we saw here just so that I could work off it. And
so did you get 10? I think it was
10.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep.
Yes. Excellent.
And obviously, Tom and a Tantalus was the one that I cared about the most. So thanks, Dan Ben, for saying what we should ask. So I don't know if you guys want to share yours while David gets his rating.
I'm giving it a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're all pretty much aligned, except that Evie and I just love seeing Sam and Jack.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
there is in the scheme of things, there's just not a lot of character development in this.
No,
it was great to have
really.
Hathor back, but it really was like, okay, you know, that works. You know, they probably could have done something probably more clever, but this works.
Yes.
I'm glad that Swan Braun came back.
Oh, me too.
She elevates the episode.
Yeah.
And she's only in it for like 2 minutes at the end.
This is like one of, I mean, I prefer politics over this, you know, because of Ronnie Cox
Kinsey.
and
true.
RDA going at it.
Well, that
I just don't think this
has
episode has a lot going for it.
Yeah, well, this doesn't really have anything that carries through in later seasons. Like, there's nothing that happens in this episode.
So I'm smiling because I'm thinking, except Sam and Jack.
Except for Sam and Jack, yeah. There's nothing really that carries through into later seasons, whereas politics is a lot more influential later on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of affects my enjoyment of it too.
The next episode is better than this episode. For sure.
Correct. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
100%.
I would say as well, out of every season finale of SG-1, this is the worst. in my opinion.
Do you reckon? Out of
Out
all
of every
the-
season finale in SG-1, and you know what? Actually, all of them. Out of every season finale across every Stargate show,
Yeah.
this was the worst one. Because every other Atlantis finale is more engaging. Universe has 2 season finales, with season 1 ending epically, season 2
I
ending
have to think
sadly.
about that.
And this
I don't
one,
know.
I can straight up like, no, sorry, there's no thinking. It's this one.
I feel like I'd have to maybe watch all of them back to back
I have to think
to
them all
make a
through.
more
I was gonna
accurate
say season 1,
assessment.
it's like the "there but for the grace of God" ending, then leans on to the like, oh, we're all gonna die. Season 2 is Hathal's back for 2 minutes, I guess. Season 3 is the replicators have made it to Earth. Minor
Yeah.
danger. Season 4
That
is
is a good one.
Apophis,
Apophis.
Vorash drama, blah
Yeah.
blah.
Other end of the galaxy.
True.
Season
yeah.
5, Daniel is gone.
Season 5 is a great episode.
And
a great
Anubis
Yeah,
comes in for the
yeah.
first time.
Yeah.
Big deal.
True,
Season 6,
ending. Full
you've
Circle.
got
Season
Full
7,
Circle.
Lost City.
Oh, yeah,
Season 8,
yeah.
Mobius.
Season
Okay.
8, Mobius is a hilarious fun.
Season 9,
Proper goodbye.
obviously.
Season 9 with the Ori.
with the
Season
Ori.
10, unending.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Okay, in
This
terms of
one.
SG-1, I buy that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
SG-1.
And I think
Season 2 is
every
the weakest.
Atlantis season finale does
I accept
things
your
better,
argument.
in my opinion.
All right,
you.
Nicole, read them.
Okay, so we have Raj Luthra. I rate this episode a 6 out of 7 chevrons, and season 2 overall a 5 out of 7. Generous, very generous. G and Giada a 4 chevrons. Anthony said, I think it's a strong 4 for me. These are very generous. Lockwatcher, I rate this as a 5 chevrons as it leads us into a great new season. I agree with the latter part of that. Mac Boland's Conscience, 5. Hogwild, 3. Jed Ted, 4. Gecko Fet Web says, I give it a 4 out of 7. A bit too much clip, but other parts were quite enjoyable. Dan Ben says 5 out of 7. And Becca says, thank you, Becca. Coming in with a 2. It's not an episode I skip entirely, and I enjoy the bits that aren't clips, but there are way too many clips. I agree.
Yeah, it's very heavy on the clips, for sure.
Very, very heavy on the clips. Hogwild said, Hathor is a seductress character that wasn't as sexualized as she could have been. I guess, you know? I mean, I feel like she was pretty sexualized. She's very half naked for like all the time to see her in that, bikini get up,
Yeah.
It was very like Leia and Jabba's palace kind of vibe going on with her outfit, in my opinion.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe not for you, but I felt like she was sexualized enough for 1997
Yeah,
and 1999.
no, I agree.
You know?
And that you don't want it to be to the extent of like poor Sharae in
don't
Children
get
of
me
the Gods.
started.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
think it's a good
gosh.
balance.
Yeah, Jean Diana David, I keep my back scratcher right next to the PC too. Lol.
Yes.
I don't have one, but I have this, but I worry that I'll break it if I use it to scratch my back.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
jeez. No, isn't that from Halo?
Yeah, it's my Halo Mega Bloks energy sword. It was so
okay.
fragile. It
Wow.
breaks every time I touch it.
That would be hard
So,
to wield as a back
It's
scratcher, I
already
think.
breaking from me just holding it. So
Yeah,
I
be
need to put it
careful.
back. Immediately, that took me like all of New Year's while I was sick with the flu. There we
Oh,
go.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That time I came on so sick.
Yeah.
Jed Ted said to Evie's point about the point of view of the memories, they do the same thing in Assassin's Creed a lot, but you kind of gotta wave it away. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. Assassin's Creed has moments where it cuts to like what the villains are kind of doing a bit, like while Ezio's kind of not there, and you're just like, we shouldn't be seeing this, you know? So, Lockwatcher said Nicole's rating was reduced due to seeing the Nox. I don't hate the Nox that much. I just didn't like the episode that much. It wasn't that engaging for me.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my goodness. Look, I like brief candles, so my ratings are like half in the bin anyway. I've got some fangled concept of Stargate that doesn't line up
Half
with
in the
everyone
bin.
else.
They sort of dance around the rim of the bin.
Yeah. Sometimes I think that we're all kind of like on it, where we're all like, same wavelength.
There
And
were some
sometimes
which is
I'm
like way off. Yeah.
I know we're
That's
gonna
fine.
talk.
That's the fun of watching it with different people.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
and
You know, you're going
different
to get
opinions.
in a different perspective from everyone.
Exactly.
And
No,
they're
literally.
all great.
And we're going to do a proper recap on season 2 during Aliens this Wednesday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday.
Which is 9 p.m.
yes.
English time, so UK time. The standard time that we watch it today, that we watch Stargate
Yes.
today, is
On
the same time we're going to
Wednesday.
be watching it on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, exactly.
Thursday
you
morning
know-
Australia time.
Just to wrap this
Correct.
kind of segment up and wrap up the finale briefly here. Season 2 is real stinky for me. I really don't like it, and I'm glad it's over because Christ, only up from here for me, guys. So it's smooth sailing for me.
There you go.
Oh, I thought
That's
it
fair.
had some good moments, but
had some
it's
good
by far my
moments.
favorite season. Is by far not my favorite season for
I
sure.
was thought you could say favorite. I was
Yeah,
like,
no, I had to correct
That
myself
doesn't
there. No, it's
compute
not my favorite
from what you've
season.
said.
No, it's
Yeah.
not my
All
favorite
right.
season.
Okay, guys.
Oh,
Well, good deal.
wow. We've done it.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you
3
all for
seasons in the
tuning in.
bag.
Yeah.
We've got a great show ahead. With season 3, we're going to start with a break on Wednesday, and then come back next weekend for Into the Fire, and Seth, I believe, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Seth is
So,
life. So
new month, new season.
Don't join cults. They're dangerous.
Hey, you can have a little fun with them. So,
Yeah.
Tiffany Lindell Knight's going to be joining us the next day, Thursday, May the 4th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. So she played, what was obviously the Cylon hybrid, but she was in a couple of episodes of Stargate SG-1. And then we have Edward Gross, who's the author of Chevron's Locked. He's joining us Saturday, May the 6th at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And then Jennifer Spence, who played Lisa Park 1 hour later at 12 p.m. Pacific time on May the 6th. And then Tora Valenza, he's going to be joining us Sunday, May 14th to go
On
through.
Dial the Gate.
Yes, these are all Dial the Gate to discuss his diary entries from when he was writing for Stargate SG-1. He
that's
has
cool.
journals that chronicle details behind a lot of his stories, so he's going to talk about
That's
those.
awesome.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Jed Ted said Wednesday, a day after my birthday. So happy birthday for
Happy
Tuesday,
birthday.
Jed Ted.
Happy
Absolutely.
birthday.
Faux show. All righty, gang. Thanks all for tuning in, and we will catch up with y'all in the James Cameron and Sigourney Weaver universe for Aliens,
Yes.
and then season 3 of SG-1. Appreciate you tuning in.
Good week.
Bye, everyone.
See you around like a
Bye.
Stargate.
Thank you.
Bye.